Jose Garcia keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene. You need to tune in to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic. And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hi, this is Bruce Jacobs from my friends and former employers at ProCopy. For over 20 years, ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available from companies like Ricoh. More importantly, they provide outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. 3 years ago, they joined the Flex Technologies Group, an Arizona-based nationwide group of companies that share ProCopy's commitment to excellence. So if you have branches anywhere in the United States or just here in Arizona, you can get great personalized service even during the current climate. We use them here at the Fanatic and Money Radio KFNN, and they never disappoint because they remain a local company. They give back to our community by supporting ASU and the Thunderbirds through the Phoenix Open. The ProCopy Foundations has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. That makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Just give them a call at 602-PROCOPY. That's 602-776-2679.
With the Peloton bike, there's always something new to try. We're adding new music to our artist series, new disciplines like boxing.
Fight your way through. Let's make it count.
So many new workouts to try on and off the bike.
Let's go, Peloton family.
There's always something new to keep you motivated. For a limited time, get a $550 value on the Peloton Bike Plus, $300 off plus free delivery and setup, a $250 value. All access membership separate. Limited time offer until January 9, 2022. Free delivery only available on continental US. Terms apply.
Remember 20 years ago, we woke up to a clear blue sky on what became one of our darkest days. Remember a national tragedy created national unity. Remember unbearable pain led to unbreakable strength.
We will never break.
Remember the hope, resilience, and unity that brought us together after 9/11. Make sure these lessons live on for a new generation at neverforget.org.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Thursday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Ralph from Harmon Solar with us here in the studio again. Keon Rose pushing the buttons, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as Ralph inexplicably rubs his nipples. We are broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar studio, and what is that stain on your T-shirt right there?
Oh,
what is that?
That's Seahawks.
That's what that. Well, you've been gone so long that we forgot about your minor league football team.
Oh, jeez. Hey, they're still in the playoffs in my mind.
Every now and then, a texter is texting in saying, "Hey, where's that Ralph? I want to slap him and his Seahawks around a little bit." Yeah. Do you remember the beginning of the season? How much you crowed? Do you remember? But it doesn't matter because we have it on tape. What you said at the beginning of the seasons about your Seattle Seahawks.
That they would win 7 games.
No. Take a listen. Listen, the Seahawks are not going to be as good as you think, Ralph.
I know they'll be better. I can't wait.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I don't think they'll be undefeated, but they're going to probably have about 13 wins, I would say.
Wow. Can we? Can you grab that clip, please?
Yeah. Grab the clip.
We're definitely going to need that.
Take a picture. Do what you need to do.
It's going to definitely need it.
13.
Remind me, how many wins do the Seahawks have right now?
Well, if you use a Latin math,
yeah,
it comes out to 13.
So in Latin, 6 is 13.
So they have a chance to go 15 this week.
Wow. Hefty Lefty says, "Hey, Ralph, glad to see you back and that you're still alive. Sharp haircut, by the way.
Thank you.
And no mention of your beard, which is nice because usually they go right at the beard.
They go right after the just for men thing.
That's
He's
right.
very well coiffed today.
Yeah. Ralph is like the before picture in the Just for Men beard shot. So Big Stanky 87 says, good afternoon, guys. I'm still in Tennessee, stuck here with snow and COVID. I hope you're having a great week. Hey, Jeffrey, my Titans are 3 wins away from a Super Bowl. Well, at least a spot in the Super Bowl. That's an interesting thing. We're going to talk about the playoff picture a little bit later on, but the Titans generally get forgotten in the conversations, don't they? They're sitting there 11-5, but they sort of get forgotten. Is that a Super Bowl team, guys? Real quick, do you feel like that's a Super Bowl team?
I don't think they are.
I think they can be. It depends on what Derrick Henry looks like when he comes back. But they found ways to keep running the football. Find ways to win games. That defense, especially that secondary, that they can be beaten, but they also make big plays, force turnovers. So I think that the Titans are going to be an incredibly tough out.
You know what I love is that I think this was off air before the show. He was bemoaning the fact he had a horrible fantasy football team because he had Ryan Tannehill. Now he's calling them a Super Bowl team.
They're a running football team. No, Ryan Tannehill has been
Ryan Tannehill how much of a running team you are. You eventually need a guy to make a completion.
But he hasn't been good at fantasy. I had him. The points aren't there. They pounded on the ground, and that's what they do.
Hey, anger ball. We'll get around to the Washington football team here in a minute.
I'm just saying, how can you say I'm bemoaning
Here he goes again.
Push the button.
The Titans. The Titans are a good football team, but like Ryan Tannehill was crap most of the year. Both of those things are in fact true.
So then don't call them a Super Bowl team.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not a Super Bowl team.
They are. They're getting AJ Brown back. They're getting Julio Jones back healthy. They didn't have those guys in the first half of the year.
I need some sort of anger monger music, something.
I'm just trying to.
Oh, we have that. We have that. The Kill Bill song that.
There we go. I got to find that.
Well, whatever the case, I guess
I'm not contradicting myself.
Tennessee. I didn't say you're contradicting. I just thought it was funny that you're blaming your losses. Yet now they're a Super Bowl team. All right, we'll get
on the quarterback.
We'll
not
talk
the whole
about
team.
all the playoff pictures and stuff. And really, you have you don't have a team there. You don't have a team there. I probably won't have a team there. The only person who can speak definitively about a playoff picture is one Randy White right now. His team is in the playoffs. Whether
the mighty damn red birds of prey, right there.
You heard that backup siren as they got in the playoffs, right?
Well, I heard the hurricane sirens when they talk about the Seahawks because that's a disaster.
I'd rather not.
That's a disaster area right there.
Come on, I'd rather not make the playoffs.
When they talk about the Seahawks, I don't hear any sirens. What I hear is like gurgling and drowning noises.
Well, listen, we're going to do our picks here in a little bit. Remember, this is the last week of the NFL season, but the playoffs will continue on to the Super Bowl, and our picks will as well. Every single pick you do this season counts towards the end goal. So don't give up. Everybody still has a shot to move up or down in any part of this situation. So if you're fighting for second place, maybe even first place in the Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em, keep doing those picks. Don't forget to do it. And remember, we got Saturday games. So get them done. Get those picks done. And we're going to do them here in a little bit. Later on in the show, Rosalie Michaels is going to join us. And we're just going to kind of recap the fantasy football season. Also, she's a good person to ask advice for as you use the fantasy football betting. You're doing that sort of thing. She also will be giving advice all the way through out to the Super Bowl. You can find her on the Twitter at Rosalie Michaels, but we'll talk to her. It's going to be weird not setting up a lineup today. We've been setting up lineups the entire season. Some of us better than others. We've been setting them up all season long. And now it's just like this part of my life is gone. You know what I mean? It's just,
yeah.
I got just one less thing to do.
Yeah. I've had
we celebrated last night here in the White House by Miss Kim making some spaghetti. It was a celebration. No lineup setting this week for me.
Why would you celebrate it? I feel like there's a hole in my heart.
Damn it. What do you mean?
Part of me is missing right now. Like the sailor who loses his leg. I'm itching at the stump, right there. Oh, that feels good.
For those of us who did not do that well,
which is all three of you.
We're we're getting a part of ourselves back. Now you're
Yeah.
not having to think about
Trying to reclaim your souls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have to sweat bullets as to whether or not Brendan Ayuk is going to score 0 points or 27 points this week. I don't have to worry about it anymore.
It's going to make watching football a little bit different. And I think that's a good reason to use some of these betting apps to maybe get a little something in the game to get those juices going. But we can talk about those sorts of things later. We have an issue we have to solve, Ralph. And as a member of the Premier League, you need to understand how this works. Every year, we'd have 4 come in and 4 would go out. Bottom 4 go out. And then some of the top players in the other leagues come in. Well, all the hosts of the show are made men. So even though you guys were all in the bottom 4, while I was in the top 3, while you guys are in the bottom 4, you're safe. So that we have to get 4 people out to the regular leagues. But here is where the question is with the bringing in. We have 9 leagues and 9 champions. We only have 4 slots. So to figure out how to do it, here are the choices. 1, just a random drawing of all the 9 names. Just whoever wins, and that's it. Or tally up the playoff points, from when they got to the playoffs to where they win the championship, and whoever has the highest totals gets in. Or tally up the entire season, including the playoffs, and the top 4 players get in. So what do you think?
I think you should do the entire season.
So start to finish, just like we do with the picks contest.
That's what I would do.
Yeah. These 2 guys are afraid to let really good players into the league.
So, at this point,
so they're like random drawing.
We should get rid of the top 4 players in the Premier League.
How does that make any damn sense?
Including hosts.
That doesn't make any sense.
Just saying.
So you say the full season, whoever was the best is the best.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I think it should be. I don't know what the other guys think, but
I don't know. I just think depending on your league, the amount of points you needed to score to win could be different. And depending on who you started the season with, you might have made the right moves throughout the season to wind up in the playoffs. And that's the reason why I want random drawing. I don't really care who's kicking my butt because clearly
everyone will
matter.
be. Yeah.
Interchange them. It clearly doesn't matter.
All right. There are 9 people we probably should have asked first. Now that I think about it, we should ask those guys what they think, and whatever they agree to would be the fair way to go, right?
No, we should just tell them how it is.
Yeah, all right, screw them. 888-368-1580. Let's go to the text line. And Navy Brad says, happy Thursday, guys. My vision for the NFL offseason will be this. Mayfield to the Steelers, Cousins to Green Bay, Rodgers to Minnesota, Wilson to the Giants from Seattle.
Come on.
Okay. I could now, all of that is kind of silliness, but maybe Brad, Baker Mayfield to the Steelers, not outside the realm of possibility or even success. That actually might not be a bad idea. Baker Mayfield, mediocre quarterback. Well, you're losing one mediocre quarterback at this moment. I mean, I know he's been great in the past, the rapist, but you bring in Baker Mayfield, very similar in play, kind of, right? I mean, and then you give him a few extra, what are they called? Offensive linemen who maybe will keep you from being murdered. Maybe he'll have a little more success.
Well, you bring in a mediocre guy, then you draft somebody and you have that person sit behind him for a year. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. I think it's possible.
Why not? I mean, because I feel like the Browns might be getting ready to be done with Baker Mayfield.
Should be. Because he's on that contract year and they don't want to pay him. Mm-hmm. Not from what they've seen this year or the last couple of years.
Yeah, that was $18 million coming up. Something like that. So
something like that if they opt into his
he's been in commercials though.
Oh my God, I hate those commercials. They're the worst commercials. Charlie Boy says, hi guys. Hi Ralph. Hey Ralph.
Hey.
Go Cardinals.
Why?
Thunder Snow says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Wow, Ralph finally decided to buck up and show up. And Keon's flash anger is back. It never left. We live in terror.
Oh my God.
Lacrosse guy says, I think Bruce Arians should go directly into the Hall of Fame for get the F out of here. Love that guy. Yeah, we're going to talk about the Antonio Brown thing here in a minute.
You're done.
Yep. I don't blame him. He's right. But There are some nuances to this that we do have to explore, and I think we should have Jeffrey's court. I'll be the judge, you guys be the jury, and we'll figure out whether Bruce Arians or Antonio Brown is guilty. We're going to do that in a little bit. Jagdog says, sounds like the Harmon Solar fella has hit the trifecta of suck. Jeez. I can't read it the way I can't read it the way he wrote it, but the Seahawks suck, Dodgers suck, flopping Lakers suck.
That's okay.
All true.
I don't think it's true.
Well, I mean, the Dodgers, I can't say
no.
that. Can't say that. But your
Can't say
Lakers
the Dodgers suck now.
Your Lakers are in a world of hurt. By the way, DeAndre Ayton ain't worth a nickel, but could he be helpful for the Suns if we picked him up for the minimum? I mean,
of course.
Who?
DeAndre Ayton. I'm sorry. DeAndre Jordan. Two DeAndres as the big man.
Of course.
I got confused there for a second.
Don't try to sell
maybe it's
me.
the whiskey I'm drinking.
Of course he can. Get him.
DeAndre Jordan.
I just don't know what DeAndre Jordan gives you that JaVale McGee doesn't give you already.
Right.
In fact, I think he is an older, slower JaVale.
Hey, I got a garage full of cars, but every time I see one for sale in the corner, I'm like, So there's DeAndre Jordan. Let's think about it. I mean, why not? Of course, you consider it.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. But just when you look at the guys that are already on that roster, DeAndre Jordan does what some of them do, but worse.
Yeah, okay.
Jalen Smith is better.
All right, bad idea. I just want to make sure, don't miss an opportunity when you can get one.
Should do it.
Because the Lakers were so stupid that they picked him up, and now they want to put him down. That's really their problem.
Yeah, it's worth looking at, but they should never have signed him.
Do it.
In the first place.
Ralph. Oh, no, yeah, you could use it.
You should
go get him.
The only thing that DeAndre Jordan has that maybe a lot of guys don't is he's a great locker room guy.
He's the nicest sort of fun guy.
Yeah,
he's a good guy.
People like him.
That doesn't get points on the board, does it?
Sure.
Big Stanky 87 says Titans held the Chiefs to 3 points. They beat the Rams, Saints, Bills, Colts twice. Tennessee, they beat Ralph Seahawks after being down 16 at the half in Seattle. Titans aren't talked about because they're a sexy topic. I think he means they're not a sexy topic.
Yeah, I mean, the Titans play the lunch pail style football. It's not pretty. Like, if you watch some of the Titans games, they're ugly games, but they win.
Hey, if the Titans go to the Super Bowl, will you put your dreads in that Derrick Henry tail thing?
I don't think I can.
You don't have it long enough?
I don't think it's long enough. But
I still want to see the effort. I still want to see you try.
You can get extensions.
I mean, I could, but
he's keeping it 100 in there, man. And I know it's keep 100, but I'm saying that's for real. I have pulled on those dreads many times to test, and he is screeched in horror and pain.
I got up, I looked at Randy, I was like, "Where's the horse collar?" Just
Randy's like, "Hey, we're letting them play. We're letting them play.
No blood, no foul, pal."
Hefty Lefty says the playoffs where I claim that third place 30 pack. Let's go. Oh, okay. He's saying that his picks are going to give. We told you about Hefty Lefty, right? Hefty Lefty at the beginning of the season went to the Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em and pre-picked all the games and never touched it again. He's in 25th place.
Wow.
That is pretty damn good for never adjusting, because I'm sure he has lost some picks because of that.
Right.
But I think he deserves some sort of special prize. I'd say if he stays 25 or over, we should come up with some sort of a prize. Maybe maybe he does deserve a 30 pack all by himself for that effort.
He should move to Vegas.
No, we need him here. Listeners, ratings.
That's right here. You can get it there.
Fish Tank says every time someone says Seahawks, can we play the Price is Right drop? The Lost Toby says Niners ran their way to a Super Bowl and Jimmy G wasn't that great, especially fantasy wise. Did they win that one?
No, that was the one that the Chiefs beat.
Yeah. Good example, Toby.
And actually, the Kyle Shanahan was so mad at him in the NFC Championship game. I think he threw 10 passes.
Yeah. So no loss, Toby. He says, how about whoever made the most waived wire moves gets in? Okay, so you're saying a special place for somebody who worked the waiver wire. We do have one person who won a championship in one of the leagues that was 7-7. So they were 7-7 going into the playoffs, and then they just ran the table.
They should be in that league.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive too.
Them up.
King Kitten says, die, bitch pigeons, die.
Rainy City. There you go.
Said 3 friends and myself used to play fantasy playoff. We draft players from teams in the playoffs, and it works for the first 2 rounds. Okay. Okay, well, and then he texts in again. Die, Rainy City, bitch pigeons, die. Take it easy on Ralph. Take it easy on Ralph.
Bring it. I'm good.
So, all right. By the way, your Christmas tree still up?
It is.
Your Christmas tree still up?
No.
Your Christmas tree still up?
See.
Yeah, mine is been undecorated though. Last night we were putting all the stuff away, and I'm supposed to put that tree in a box because it's fake when I get home. And well, now I know why my wife was in a hurry. I guess today is National Take Down Your Christmas Tree Day.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So if you got a real tree, I'd say wait till that thing is really ready to catch fire.
Yeah.
And then take it out the lawn and light it. Light that
bonfire.
Sucker. Yeah.
But it's any time of the year is a good time to have a little Christmas.
Okay, we have a rule about that.
Help the world out.
Randy,
we need a little Christmas.
You're not allowed to play that after Christmas or before Thanksgiving. You're not allowed. You can't do that to me. You know that drives me crazy.
I see.
Just because I can't reach you, don't mean I can't hurt you. Listen, so if you got a tree, I mean, do what you want. Live your best life. You want to leave it up, leave it up. I don't give a damn. But be aware if it's a real one, you're now in fire hazard time. And if it's not a real tree and it's still up, people are starting to talk about you behind your back. I mean, that's absolute. People think there's something wrong with you. So, all right, must take a break. When we come back, before we get into the picks, we have your man of the day. This guy, I didn't know about this guy, and now I know it about this guy. This guy deserves like a Nobel Peace Prize for what he has done. Come on back, kids. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brett Musburger's Action Update. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now. Here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
2 Saturday NFL games on the final weekend of the regular season. The Chiefs a 10-point favorite on the road against the Broncos, and the Cowboys -7 at the Eagles. Golf, the Century Tournament of Champions gets underway today in Hawaii. Justin Thomas enters as the odds-on favorite at +800. John Rahm at +900 behind him. Then Xander Schauffele at +1,000, and Colin Morikawa and Bryson DeChambeau each at +1,100. NBA tonight, the Suns at home against the Clippers. Phoenix at 29-8, a 12-point home favorite. The over-under 219. NHL, the Coyotes home moneyline underdog against the Blackhawks. Arizona +135, Chicago -155, the over under 5.5. For vsin.com, I'm Trey Westerberg on Arizona's sports betting station.
Hi, this is Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz. In the offseason of the 1983 NFL season, Terry Bradshaw checked into a hospital but did not want reporters to know he was there. So he made up a fake name. That fake name would eventually become an NFL quarterback. What was that name? The answer coming up.
When you want trivia from the world of sports, Daily Sports Quiz host Nick LaCapria has it. Baseball lovers, go online to baseballtrivia.org. Basketball fans, check out basketballtrivia.net. Football fans, head on over to footballtrivia.net. Hockey trivia, that's hockeytrivia.net. And boxing fans, log on to boxingtrivia.net. Stay tuned to this radio station for the Daily Sports Quiz or visit Nick LaCapria's sports-specific trivia websites.
The answer to the Daily Sports Quiz, name the name that Terry Bradshaw made up when he checked himself into the hospital, Tom Brady. The real Tom Brady would shatter his Super Bowl records. Brady at the time was only 6 years old. I'm Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz.
Referring a friend on Fanduel Sportsbook could be your ticket to Super Bowl 56. That's right. When you refer a friend on Fanduel Sportsbook, you'll be entered for a chance to win an all-expenses-paid trip to Super Bowl 56 for two. Don't miss Fanduel's biggest refer a friend offer ever. All you have to do is share your exclusive referral link right from the Sportsbook app. Once your friend places any bet of $10 or more, you'll both get $50 and you will be entered into the Super Bowl sweepstakes. If you or a friend have been thinking about joining FanDuel, now is the perfect time to give it a shot. If you're new to FanDuel, you can also sign up with promo code Steve1580 and get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. That's promo code Steve1580. So see for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and refer a friend for your chance to win a trip to Super Bowl 56 for two.
Referred players must wage $10 plus within 28 days of signing up. Bonus issued as site credit and is non-withdrawable and expires after 7 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. No purchase necessary for the Super Bowl ticket promotion. Super Bowl promotion closes on 1/9/22. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
What in?
The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best tee it up at the 2022 Waste Management Phoenix Open, presented by Taylor Morrison, February 7th through the 13th at TPC Scottsdale. Get full tournament info at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
The field is called a gridiron. The ball is called a pigskin. The quarterback is called a field general.
Y'all know what time it is?
And the kicker? Well, they just call him a kicker.
Come on, dude!
Hey, this is football. The NFL plays here. Catch all the primetime games, playoff, and Super Bowl 56 on your home for the NFL.
Let's go now.
1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Linda here on 1580 The Fanatic. Oh, we got a short show today. We're off at 5:45 today.
What's going on?
GCU is at Rio Grande Valley, so we get to step aside at least 15 minutes early. Yeah, after that, though, it's nothing but work for us all the way till March Madness, which, by the way, we will be your home for March Madness again. And we have made an arrangement to take every single damn moment we can off. No matter who whines or complains, if there's a championship game on, anything in the bracket, we are out of here. Anyway, so that's tonight. GCU is at Rio Grande Valley. Then they play again on Saturday at 1:45 p.m. Versus Lamar, Texas, here at home on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, so I promise you guys a Nobel Prize winning man of the day. Unfortunately, it will be posthumously, which, by the way, that means he's dead. You think you know where the burrito comes from. And I love me a burrito, but you're wrong. Everybody thinks, burrito made by our friends down south of the border there in Mexico. And that's where that thing came. Somebody says about 1895, it first showed up in print, and that's where the burrito comes from. Oh, no, think again. Because it is now being released by the North Korean state news outlet. Kim Jong-un's father is the one who invented the burrito in 2011.
Wow, and now we know, ladies and gentlemen, and now we know the truth.
They didn't exist before 2011. I guess he came up with the idea, although they called them wheat wraps. And he was so pleased with himself, and he realized the magnitude of what he had done. And he, shortly after, he died of a heart attack. That's what got him, was knowing that he had come up with the burrito.
Well, now, did they not have burritos in North Korea?
They didn't have burritos anywhere, Ralph. They didn't have burritos anywhere, Ralph.
The supreme leader.
Yeah.
Did you just hear, Jeffrey?
You listen to North Korean state news outlet.
He's the one that invented it.
Yeah.
2011, Ralph.
So, they listen. The supreme leader, Kim Jong-il, says, okay, what you do is you get yourself, you get some tortillas. Well, where do you get tortillas? Don't ask questions. Just get a tortilla, and you put some stuff in there. We need some milk, some cheese, some spices. We need some carrots, some cabbage. They put some weird crap in their burritos, don't they? And you roll that thing up, and you've got a wheat wrap.
Wow,
sounds like an egg roll.
It does sound a lot like an egg wrap, egg roll, but in flour tortillas.
Yeah, that's weird.
So Kim Jong-il is your man of the day for inventing the wheat wrap. About 115 years after it was mentioned in a Mexican dictionary.
That's not where I thought this man of the day was going. To be
No, I thought
100%
this was
honest
going
with
to be
you,
legit.
Very surprised.
Hey, listen, this guy.
Some guy threw himself on a nuclear bomb to
Right.
protect the rest of the world, or some diplomatic talks were
Listen
arranged.
to me, you heathens. Kim Jong-il birthed Kim Jong-un, who every time he golfs, it's a hole-in-one. Every time he golfs, if he wasn't so busy getting his hair cut and, obviously being on a treadmill, he absolutely would rule the PGA tournament.
Oh, I'm sure he would. Yeah.
So I'm just saying, you think you know. You don't know. So thank you, Kim Jong-il. Thank you. I'm going to go to Taco Bell, and I'm going to get me a little remembrance of Kim Jong-il.
Pardon me if I don't join you.
Yeah, you're
just
just
a question.
a slave to the Western media, Randy.
I was a child in 2001. I was 11 years old, and I was in a Taco Bell, and they had burritos. So what were they serving?
I'm just so sick of your attitude, Ken.
Prior to, I'm just curious. I just want to know.
I feel like he's age shaming us.
I know.
Right?
That's what it is. He's just
Yeah.
You know how people do the humble brag? He's doing the I'm younger than you old bastards brag.
That's what I'm feeling.
I'm using that to illustrate that there was a time before 2011.
No, there wasn't.
Where where burritos were being served.
God, I'm so sick of this misinformation by the Western media. Should have known not to cast my pearls before you swine.
Jeez.
5 minutes we'll never get back.
Gonna put up pictures of Kim Jong-il all over the radio station.
We technically are the Western media.
Please don't.
I think it'd be funny if Ron shows up. He's like, where the hell did all my pictures of buildings go? what's going on here? Berg says, afternoon, gentlemen. Lost Toby says, everyone I know knows burritos aren't Mexican. You can't even order one in Mexico. See? Kim Jong-il. I thank you. Senior Wake and Bake says, if you're a Korean burrito, would you like cat or would you like dog in that? Hey, I'm not going to ingredient shame them. I'm not going to do that. Hefty Lefty says, who do you think got their barber first, Kim Jong or Mark Davis? Ooh, wow. I think Mark Davis knows greatness when he sees it because Kim Jong-il also had a rubbish haircut. So
apparently.
All right, we have to start doing our NFL Harmon Solar NFL fan pick'em picks, and I know we could have done this on Friday, but we're so used to doing it on Thursday. Well, why the hell wouldn't we just keep doing it on Thursday anyway? So, all right, where do you guys want to start? Anybody want to?
How about with the first one, Denver taking on Kansas City at home?
Well, that's easy enough, isn't it? All right, well, Denver is at home at the Mile High Stadium, and everyone there is Mile High. And Kansas City Chiefs, who have struggled on and off lately, you think they're getting their mojo back, and then they haven't got their mojo back, and then they get their mojo back, and they don't have their mojo back. Well, I feel like they're going to feel like they got their mojo back against Denver. I'm going to say Kansas City, without a doubt, will win this game. Where are you at, Keon?
I'm with the Chiefs also. They're playing a lot more confidently lately. Winning some of those games, getting some of those passes converted that used to be interceptions, where they were bouncing off a receiver's hands, and a bunch of stuff that happened this season that normally doesn't happen for them. I think their luck is starting to turn back. And you add that to the fact that Patrick Mahomes is starting to look like Patrick Mahomes again. I'm going to go Chiefs.
All right. Ralph, is it all luck, or is it just something going on between the ears of Patrick Mahomes?
I don't know. It's been a really weird season for these guys, right? They kind of are they bored with the regular season and just waiting for the playoffs? That's kind of what I'm wondering. But I'm with you. I mean, how do you not take the Chiefs in this game? You have to be crazy not to do it. So I'm going to take the Chiefs.
I would have had a much better week last week if I had not always trusted the Chiefs. But again, it's like the whole Patriots thing. You got when there was Tom Brady and Belichick, you can't say no to them. Randy, can you say no to the Chiefs?
Well, I have to question it because is Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and the rest of those guys, those track stars on the outside, going to be playing in this final game in Denver, snowy, cold Denver against the Broncos team in the final game of the regular season?
I had not heard any rumors that they would not play. We know that I believe Joe Burrow says he's not going to play. He's going to rest up for this week to be ready for my Colts when the playoffs start. But, in Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers is probably going to play. So, yeah, it could go either way.
Aaron Rodgers will not play.
He's going to play. Oh, he's going to play. He says he wants to.
He'll play a half.
He's never dishonest. He never lies, Randy.
He would never mislead anybody with his words. Lie by omission.
That bull-headed windbag from North Korea that developed the burrito, too. Yeah.
He did.
Are the Chiefs not in first place in the AFC West?
The Titans are in first place.
So they got something to play for.
In the AFC West?
Oh, in the AFC West, I believe the Chiefs are, in fact, in first place. But
okay. All right.
In the AFC.
They've already locked.
Yeah, the Titans are in the AFC South.
I understand that, but the AFC West, the Chiefs have locked away the first place. Basically, they've got first place and they're in the playoffs, and there's no reason for these superstars to play. Give me Denver in a close game this weekend in the snowy, cold Rocky Mountain High, Colorado.
Fair enough. All right. The Dallas Cowboys, who it's always weird because you don't feel like this is a team that actually does have their act together, but they're 11-5. And that's right. It's the NFC East. Never mind. Sorry. They play with the Washington football. Well, anyways, they're playing the other NFC East team, the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Philadelphia Eagles are at home. And Jalen Hurts, he's not looking so bad, right? No. I don't know. What do you think?
Pretty good to me.
Who do you got, Ralph? Is it the Eagles or the Dallas Cowgirls?
Well, I don't think the Cowboys are playing for anything, right? I mean, they've got the division wrapped up. They're 11-5. They're the 4 seed. I guess if the Rams lose, do they have a shot at being a 3 seed?
If the Rams were to lose
and the Cardinals lose, which they will.
Oh, come on.
then the Cowboys could potentially move up, but it doesn't help you.
It doesn't really help them, right?
Yeah,
so
there's no
they're
bye
gonna
week.
They're going to get a home game. This game means nothing to them, most likely. You got to take the Eagles. I mean, the Eagles are probably just trying to plan it out. They want to beat the Cowboys. They're at home. I'll take the Eagles.
I think the Cowboys are going to be playing like they mean it because they need to get their mojo right. They need to get their ship right. They need to get everything clicking going into the playoffs. So I feel like they probably will play their best, and it's not going to be hard to beat the Eagles. I don't know. What do you got there, Keon?
I'm going to go Philly. I like what Philadelphia is doing. They've got a little bit more to play for than Dallas does, but more to the point, Micah Parsons is out on the defensive side of the ball, and he's the everywhere, do everything guy on that defense. Swiss Army knife. He's all over the place. And you take him out of that defense, you reduce Dallas a little bit and what they can scheme up on that side of the ball. So I'm going to go Philadelphia here because they're fully healthy.
It's a good point about Micah Parsons. What do you say, Randy?
Well, the last time that these two teams met, it was back at September 27th, and the Eagles visited Jerry World, and they got their butts kicked. They had all their tail feathers plucked, and they sent them home on a bus and said, "Get the hell out of here. That's how you play football." However, I think now the Eagles are playing much better, and they seem to have their own rhythm about them. And like everybody has said, Dallas is not really going to treat this game as anything big. So I think that the Eagles go in and win this game.
All right. So we've all pretty much we've had our say on that game. So right, everybody had their
Yep.
Yes. Sunday morning here on 1580 Fanatic.
Yeah,
we got Titans at Houston. Not a game worth waking up for. So real quick, I say easily the Titans. Okay, moving on. Let's talk now about an interesting game on Sunday. Okay, I'm talking about the New England Patriots and Fish Tank's Miami Dolphins. Now, it's only interesting because the Dolphins historically have been that thorn in the side of the Patriots. Now, different quarterback for the Patriots. It's not quite the same, but it bears mentioning that Miami does have a way of getting under the skin of the New England Patriots, Randy. So what do you say? Bill Belichick and Mac Jones take care of business easily with the Dolphins, or is this going to be a big one?
No, I think New England takes care of business, and it's going to be sunny and warm in Miami this weekend. And so I look for New England to come in and take care of business. Tua Tagovailoa still is not a threat. The Miami defense still has not come to fruition as I thought they were early this year. New England is playing better football than they were early this year. They're 10-6. Give me New England.
All right, Keon, are you on board with Randy, or do you think Tua can pull his head out of his keister and actually put a game together here?
I'm actually going to lean Miami on this one. Part of it is, like you said, that they have this way of beating the Patriots. Last game of the season, wild stuff happens when these two teams get together. And usually the Dolphins find a way to pull out something that none of us saw coming. And, they looked really bad last game, the Dolphins did, but they've won 7 out of their last 8. So I do think that means something. I don't think that Tua is as bad as he looked a week ago. I think he'll return more back to normal, the way he was playing prior to that. and give the Dolphins a puncher's chance.
What do you say, Ralph? Tua or Mac?
I really want to say Tua, but I just can't do it. I think the Patriots are they're gonna go in there and win this game. I just think they're way better. They'll just play mediocre and they'll still win.
You all have forgotten one very important thing that I, as a Colts fan, am very aware of. Bill Belichick cheats. Of course, it's going to be the Patriots. You kidding me? All right, let's move on to Sunday night here on 1580 Fanatic. The Chargers are playing the Raiders. I can't say a bad thing about the Raiders after what happened to me. So 9-7 Chargers versus the 9-7 Raiders. Keon, where are you going with this one?
This game feels like it could go either way, but I feel like the Chargers have in the last 3 or 4 weeks found their way a little bit more. So I'm going to go with the Chargers. It just feels like these two teams are actually incredibly evenly matched, even beyond their record. The way that their offenses can move up and down the field and the way that their defenses fail them. The question is Brandon Staley going to coach the Chargers out of the game? That's really what it is. Does his 2-point conversions and fourth down calls work, or do they not work? That's really what it's going to come down to.
What do you think, Ralph?
Yeah, I'm with Keon. This is going to be I think this is a really good game. I mean, this is a back and forth, two very evenly matched teams. I like the Chargers too. I think the Chargers are going to find a way to win this game. Plus, I just can't stand the Raiders. But I really do think Chargers are a little bit better team. I think they win.
I'll say it's the Chargers for one reason. I've said this before, because Bill Belichick cheats.
Yep.
Hey, Randy, what do you got?
Wow. You've done your research today, Jeffco. Yeah, give me the Chargers. I think Las Vegas it's been admirable with everything that's happened, and that's what's his name, Fakasha or Fakasha Brad. What is the guy's name? It's called the special teams coach. Yeah, that's it, Fakasha. Hey, so I think the Chargers end up faring. Right. I think they get to into this game. They're going to be all amped up. They're all going to be in Las Vegas, and I think the Chargers will win.
Well, now I'm a little embarrassed because Card's voice, Jim Barnett, Mr. Third Down, has just texted in and says, "Did Randy just say Tanga Viola Iowa? No, I know. No. I'm sorry, Randy, but I'm sorry, Card's voice. Everybody knows it's Tua Tanga. That is the correct pronunciation." Yeah. Tua Tanga
Tunga Vailoa.
Yeah, it's not Tanga Viola Villoa.
No, it's just because you can't say it doesn't mean that Tua is not his name.
Basically, you just think about a small puppy drowning, and that's
not what it is.
That's the sound. That's how you say his name.
Absolute terrible illustration of how to say his name. Absolute horrible illustration.
That's what inspired the name. You guys don't know the story?
No. Are you going to tell me
Christmas is over? I can be dark again.
Oh, no. No, we need a little Christmas.
Oh, my God.
Wow. No, absolute horrible.
Wow. See what you've done, Jim. All right, we have more picks on the way. Come on back, kids. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona. Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene. You need to tune in to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
I represent low-cost airlines, and we know a lot of you are not traveling right now, and we understand. However, if you do need to travel between now and the end of the year, now is a great time to lock in some of the lowest prices we've seen in a lifetime. Hey, in normal times, we can save you up to 75%, but now airlines are practically giving away seats. We have inside deals on over 500 airlines. Here are a few sample round-trip deals we found. Seattle to Vegas, $35. Chicago to Atlanta, $85. Los Angeles to Atlanta, $100. Of course, there are some limitations, but the airlines want your business right now. And cancellation and change fees are flexible. So fly somewhere this year, book now, save a ton, call right now.
802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. That's 802-341-4535.
Today, someone will enjoy a phone call with their family, thanks to speech-to-text technology. Today, someone will know their rights so they can confidently advocate for themselves. Today, someone among the more than 1 million deaf, hard of hearing, and deafblind Arizonans will enjoy greater accessibility and effective communication, thanks to the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing. To learn more, visit acdhh.org, sponsored by the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing.
Medical data brought to you from Summit Male Medical Center. Over half of the guys over the age of 45 have some type of erectile dysfunction. If you fall into this category, you are obviously not alone. Don't worry about it. Do something about it. Call Summit Male Medical at 480-398-1000. Let our Arizona licensed doctors and all male medical staff using FDA-approved medication help you enjoy your life again. We guarantee it. Low testosterone? Common signs are muscle loss, irritability, weight gain, decreased libido. Our testosterone therapy will turn you around. Discreet, professional, and we are successful. Don't let getting older get you down. Call today, 480-398-1000. That's 480-398-1000. Or go to summitmalemedical.com. What are you waiting for? Call today. 480-398-1000.
I'm here to tell you about a technological shocker. Believe it or not, you can listen to us on your smart speaker.
That's shocking.
Wow. What a world we live in. All you have to do is say, listen to 1580 The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Boogie says, can we discuss my brilliant idea of how to fix coaching in the NFC North? Sure. He says, we need to have Minnesota and Chicago swap head coaches, letting Zimmerman and Nagy both get fresh starts. Problem solved. You're welcome.
You're saying send Nagy to Minnesota?
That's right. And googly eyes Zimmer to Chicago.
Chicago?
Yeah.
No, I don't think that'll fix the problem.
That doesn't do a whole lot for the Lions situation there. I mean, the Packers are fine. I mean, LaFleur is a made man for quite some time, even long after old Aaron Rodgers leaves. Or is he? Now, is the greatness of Matt LaFleur's coaching due to Aaron Rodgers? Or here we go again with the Belichick and Brady conversation, right?
Yeah, it kind of is. He owes a lot to Aaron Rodgers, but also ask Aaron Rodgers. He's damn better than Mike McCarthy ever was down there too. Yeah. So there is something of a trade-off, but Aaron Rodgers is the kind of quarterback that makes you right even when you're wrong. So LaFleur's great though. I don't think that takes away from how great he's been because his clock management has been fantastic, and he doesn't make a lot of the small mistakes that we see some coaches make when their quarterback's really good and they can get away with it.
So whatever the case, one team is fine in the NFC North. The Lions, you guys think Dan Campbell should hang around? I don't think he's a coach.
I think he's terrible.
Yeah, I don't think he's a coach, guys.
I don't know.
He's got 2 wins this year. What do you guys want?
Well, that was 2 more than we thought they were going to get. That's a good point.
Exactly my point. This guy should get coach of the year.
If you hire a guy and give him a bad team and you knew the team was bad when you hired him, how much can you hold it against him when the team's bad?
Yeah, but he's a cartoon character, though. I don't know if we can take him seriously, but that's fine. It's fine. Let's get on with our picks. We have our own picks that we got to do for our teams. But before we do that, let's talk about one that is interesting. I guess not really for the Seahawks, but a good deal for the Cardinals, and that's the San Francisco 49ers and the LA Rams. So, Randy, Kyler Murray says he's not going to be watching the scoreboard and other lies we'll talk about later. But you're going to be watching that scoreboard, aren't you? Because Rams at home versus the 49ers. If the 49ers are able to take down the Rams, that means something to your Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, well, it means that we would clinch the NFC West and be locked in as the champions of the West, which we should be. We're clearly the best team in the NFC West. I mean, obviously. I mean, who's going to come out and say the sea pigeons The Sea Pigeons are going to be the best team. Please, they're in the cellar. Remember that? Sea Pigeons. So, listen, bottom line is I don't know that he's lying about that because I think he just wants to go take care of business. He has a job. It's right here in front of him. This is where I need to be. I don't think he's going to be watching the scoreboard. He takes care of business and let everything else kind of play it out.
All right. So you say who's going to win this game?
Oh, absolutely. San Francisco's going to beat the hell out of the Rams. The Sheepherd did not deserve the first place. And the 49ers know it. The Sheepherd do not. The damn herd of sheep do not deserve to. And San Francisco's going to annihilate them in their home. Hey, remember?
I don't see them annihilating anybody.
When the damn the Cardinals went in there and they had to bring in a cleanup crew from all the whoop ass that they left all over the place in that $5 billion stadium. Same thing's going to happen here when 49ers go in. They're going to leave whoop ass all over the place because Los Angeles is going to lose again.
Or in the alternate universe that we live in, the Rams will take care of business at home versus the 49ers. It won't even be close. What do you say, Keon?
I'm going to go Niners. I think that the Niners have played really good football lately. Hey, they've won 3 out of their last 4 games. I understand that last game was the Texans, but still, they also beat a very good Bengals team in that stretch. They can move the ball up and down the field. And again, it depends on, what they get out of Trey Lance and if Kyle Shanahan sticks to Trey Lance long enough for him to be impactful. But their defense is really damn good lately. There's a reason why they started as badly as they did, and now they're in playoff contention. It's because they have actually played really well. I'm going to go Niners.
Wow. All right. Well, Ralph, what do you think?
I'm just trying to get back up off the floor here. Okay. A lot of BS I just heard. Yeah, I mean, there's not a chance in hell the Niners win this game. The Rams are the best team on paper in the NFC West, and they're the best team in the NFC West, and they're going to win the division this year. And
he's just mad.
Being an LA native, this is my alternate team, so I'm going to.
Yeah. Oh, brother!
Oh boy!
How can your second team be in the division?
Wow. It is because it just is. I'm sorry.
It's called hedging. It's called hedging your bad bets.
No, but I don't see the Rams losing this game. They win the division. They deserved it. They beat the Cardinals when they had to. I think Randy forgot that game. But when it's all said and done, the Rams are division champions.
I don't know that I can agree that the Rams are better than the Cardinals. That still remains to be seen. But at this moment, I just don't see the 49ers taking them down, and that's the way that is. I want to remind everybody that, listen, there's a lot going on right now. As we're doing these picks right now, we don't know who's fully going to be in or who's going to be out, who's going to get rested or who's going to just go have surgery, that sort of thing. So, you don't have to do your picks today. You don't have to do them tomorrow. You can do them right before game time Saturday morning. And then you can do them right before game time Sunday morning. Keep an eye on the news. Keep listening to 1580 The Fanatic. And make sure you get your picks done right. Don't just set it and forget it. You're playing for money. So make sure you're paying attention. And it's okay to change them. Just once the game starts, it's too late. Nothing you can do about that. So one of the ones that I'm kind of looking at going, I don't know if I should change this or not, but New Orleans Saints taking on the Atlanta Falcons. And with the New Orleans Saints, they don't have a quarterback really. And the Falcons have, not really a quarterback really.
The corpse of Matt Ryan.
Right. The ghost of. So I'm kind of going back and forth with this one, and it might be up till game time till I decide. Because on my paper here, I had at first Atlanta, then I scratched it out, and then I scratched over there to New Orleans. Then I scratched that out. I'm still undecided. Where do you guys go with New Orleans versus Atlanta? They both stank.
Well, you're exactly right, Jennifer. This was difficult for me because New Orleans is not met. They're a game better than Atlanta as far as the records go. And but New Orleans got a defense, man. Atlanta doesn't. And I don't like the way that old shaky face over there on the Atlanta sideline is calling the offense. I mean, he had Kyle Pitts all season long, and yeah, he used them, but did he use them correctly? And I say no, he has not. So I'm going to take New Orleans. I think they have a slight edge because they got a better defense, and old shaky face over there doesn't know how to use Kyle Pitts.
All right, Ralph, New Orleans or Atlanta?
Yeah, I'm with Randy. like New Orleans. Like what he said, the defense, right? They have a defense. Atlanta doesn't. I think that's enough to win this game. But I'm with you. You're going back and forth in this game all day long. But I'll take the Saints.
I do notice as I look at my page, I have a lot of away teams winning this week. Keon, New Orleans or Atlanta?
I'm going Saints too. I like the weapons that the Falcons have. They started to use Kyle Pitts better lately, and obviously Cordarrelle Patterson gives you a lot of punch. But that defense with the Saints, and the Saints, by the way, one game better than the Falcons while having no quarterback this entire season, and a lot of that has to do with the defense and Alvin Kamara, and they still have both of those.
They still have Alvin Kamara and the defense. You're right. So, what was it going to? Alcoholic says, "Wow, did Ralph break his leg jumping from the Seahawks bandwagon to the Ram bandwagon?" He said. I heard a crack. Yeah, you heard a crack. We all heard a crack. All right, so let's now move on to the UGG Bowl. The Washington football team is visiting the New York Giants. Name a worse game.
I guess there isn't.
Name a worse.
I look at the schedule. I was like, yeah. Okay.
Well, I mean, a worse beating is going to be Green Bay taking the Detroit Lions after the woodshed.
You know, you're right. No, there's not. That's the worst game.
No, I can't find a worse game on here.
As you were, continue.
I mean, Buffalo and the Jets will be pretty bad.
Yeah, there'll be some lopsided games.
Sure,
but in terms of both participants being bad football teams,
right?
That's the only one that's
like I always say, it'll look like a real game. It just won't be. And the Washington football team going to the New York Giants. I don't even know where to go here. How about you, Ralph?
I mean, do we have to pick this game?
Well, we do because
I'd rather you didn't. To be honest.
It's Keon's game. We always pick our games, right?
I mean,
we can breeze right past this one if you guys want. I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, this game sucks. I'm going to take Washington just because this is the last game that they're going to be called the Washington football team. That's the only reason I'm taking them. No other reason.
I'm taking Washington because just how bad the Giants are. The Washington football team is not quite that bad. And thank God it's an away game, not at FedEx Field. So everybody should be safe. Randy?
Washington.
Yep. Keon?
Washington, because the other team has Mike Glennon at quarterback. And
not
Mike
anymore.
Glennon has turned in. Oh, not well.
He's having a surgery.
Glennon, I thought Daniel Jones was the one that was.
So, I think Glennon is too. I don't know.
I don't even know anymore what quarterback they're starting. Their offense is broken. Their offensive line is broken, which is a shame actually, because I need the Giants to actually win so that Washington can get a better draft pick, but that's not going to happen because they're not good enough.
Yeah, that's you're too good to be that bad and too bad to be that good. All right, let's talk about my Indianapolis Colts. They're in Jacksonville. They win it. They're in the playoffs. You know, I'm not usually this confident, and especially it's hard because Jacksonville's not been beaten by the Colts at home since 2014. But let's be serious. The Colts are going to go in there, and they're going to bleep stomp the Jacksonville Jaguars, and we all get to go on with our lives. That's my prediction. Ralph?
Absolutely, yeah.
Keon?
Yeah, I mean...
Randy?
Blue horseshoe.
Thank you very much. And now the moment you've all been waiting for, let's talk about it. It's the Seattle Sea Pigeons versus the Arizona Cardinals. I am picking the Arizona Cardinals, and I'm not going to say those fateful words that my wife says she will lock me out of the bedroom for a month over if I say ever again. So I'm going to let this go over to Keon now.
Yeah, I'm going to go Cardinals too. They're the better football team. They've got something to play for here in the seeding. So I don't expect that, everyone's going to shut it down early. Yeah, I'm going to go Cards.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to say what those words are, but Keon, can you tell Ralph what they are?
Yeah.
No, Keon. No.
Damn it.
No.
The words, it's a lock.
Oh, it's a lock.
Damn it. Oh, he said it.
I didn't say it was.
Oh, I'm not in trouble.
I was saying the sentence.
All right, Ralph, we'll let you have the first say. Cardinals hosting the Rainy City Bitch Pigeons. What's going to happen?
So first off, I'll be at the game. So if anybody wants to come hang out with me and see a great game. All my 12. Oh, we're going out.
No, go ahead.
Okay,
We'll get to Randy after the break.
Okay, so I'll just do it quickly. Seattle should lose this game, but because I am who I am, I'm going to take Seattle to beat the Cardinals because I hate the Cardinals.
So with the math of this be, if you beat the Cardinals, will that mean you've got 13 wins?
It's actually 14.7 in the Latin math. So,
well, that was predictable that Ralph would lie on radio and say he thinks the Seahawks are going to win. That's fine. When we come back, we will have Randy's epic pick, and we'll find out what he thinks is going to happen in this game. Arizona Cardinals, they don't even have to play. They're already in the playoffs.
Barely.
They can send out anybody to play and probably still win. But we'll find out what Randy has to say about the Arizona Cardinals and the Seahawks when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
You ever hear something on the radio and figure I got to give it a shot? Well, I did. This is Stephen McCollum, host of The Main Event here on The Fanatic. I heard all the ads for Valley Medical Weight Loss and thought, what have I got to lose? I'm a client with Valley Medical Weight Loss, so I know firsthand that it really works. Valley Medical is a true pioneer in the weight loss industry, supervised by board-certified physicians, helping you gain the edge in your weight loss battle, boosting your energy, and getting you real results. 3 Valley locations, so there's one near you. Visit valleymedicalweightloss.com for info, and when you go, mention The Fanatic or Money Radio and get your first week free.
Hey, everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. Are you seeing what is going on in the home buying market right now? Unbelievable. Not enough inventory, and there is a ton of demand. Some of these homes are getting 30, 40, 50 offers on them. How are you going to stand out? How are you going to differentiate yourself from the other buyers who are in line? I have a way. Use the Lund Mortgage Team. Lund Mortgage Team is locally owned and operated with over 20 years of experience right here in the Valley. They have a great reputation, and it is a trustworthy pre-approval. And on top of that, they are quick. That's one of the things. You got to come equipped and be ready to buy. So what you need to do is make that first phone call to 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940. Get that pre-approval going, and then get yourself ready to go buy that home of your dreams. Go online, lundmortgageteam.com, or call 623-875-9940.
With the Peloton bike, there's always something new to try. We're adding new music to our artist series, new disciplines like boxing.
Fight your way through. Let's make it count.
So many new workouts to try on and off the bike.
Let's go, Peloton family.
There's always something new to keep you motivated. For a limited time, get a $550 value on the Peloton Bike Plus. $300 off plus free delivery and setup, a $250 value. All access membership separate. Limited time offer until January 9, 2022. Free delivery only available in continental US. Terms apply.
When kids need medical care, they will often face stressful and life-changing experiences. From complex treatments to long hospital stays, these special patients miss out on the things that most kids take for granted and let kids be kids. That's where Starlight Children's Foundation comes in. Since 1982, Starlight Children's Foundation has transformed the in-hospital experience for more than 17 million seriously ill kids in 800 children's hospitals and facilities across the United States. Our state-of-the-art programs like Starlight Virtual Reality, Starlight Hospital Wear, and Starlight Gaming let kids just be kids, if even for a few moments. Whether donning an action figure gown instead of standard hospital issue, or settling into gamer mode, if it brings a smile, a laugh, or just a break from their reality, it's happiness delivered. Learn more at starlight.org. That's starlight.org.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. This is KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
Quiet, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Ralph from Harmon Stoller with us, and Dion Rose is in the control room. You guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Stoller Studios in Scottsdale. There is a shockwave. They went through the listening audience at the end of the last hour when Ralph picked the Seahawks to beat the Arizona Cardinals. Absolute shockwave.
Shockwave?
Yes. Everybody was stunned. Stunned.
And I've got more to say. So.
Well, Ookla says, who's Ralph picking? The Seahawks? Even I don't pick the Texans to win. All right. Well, what do you had more to say about this Seahawks versus Cardinals situation?
Well, what I want to say is if you look at Rashad Penny over the last 4 weeks, he's had 500 yards on the ground, right? That's a big difference maker for the way Seattle's offense runs. They haven't had it all year. So you take that. Russell Wilson's healthy again, throwing well. Don't think this is going to be a cakewalk, Cardinal fan, because it's not. You're going to have to win this game, and you're going to have to take it from a ex-Super Bowl champion, and he's not going to just give it to you.
When was that Super Bowl?
Doesn't matter.
What year was that?
2012 and 13, I believe.
Was it? Nice? Is it really?
So, but
in that decade?
Point being, Russell Wilson's back to being normal. He was terrible for 4 or 5 weeks, but he's back, and you're not. It's just not going to be a cakewalk, and don't be surprised if you lose the game.
Way to go! Now I want cake.
I want cake too. Have cake.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's find out now. As the procrastinator of all things Cardinals gives you his view.
Did you say it was a procrastinator?
A prognosticator.
Oh, okay.
My mouth is barely working today. I need more candy.
Well, it's the final game of a long, arduous 18-game season this weekend. And your Redbirds have faced a lot of victory, but they've also faced some adversity heading into this final game. Yes, we're locked into the playoffs. But are we going to be number one in the NFC West? Or are we going to be a wild card? You know who's not? You know who's not going to be in the damn playoffs is them stupid ass bitch pigeons from Seattle. That's who. Finally. They will fly into the Silver Nest looking for a victory, trying to steal one from their cousins in the southwestern deserts. But the big red bird of prey is waiting and laying in wait with their guns loaded and their feather pluckers plucking. And there'll be a giant fire, and the Seahawks will lose. They will lose, I tell you, in the Silver Nest, in what will forever be known as the Great Sea Chicken Deep Fry in the Silver Nest.
Thank you. Thought we lost Randy there for a second. We just lost.
Thank you.
Boy,
Thank you,
if
Ralph.
If you
Thank you,
use
Ralph.
the seasoning from fries, I'll eat that sumbitch.
Yeah. Okay, we can make that happen.
That sounds great. All right, there you go. Those are our picks here for week 18 in the NFL, the Harmon Solar Fan Pick'em Contest. Make sure you guys do your picks, and good luck to everybody out there, except for anybody who is trying to come at me, punk. Oh, by the way, do you know how many picks you have right this year, Ralph?
I really don't.
155.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I have 182. 888-368-1580.
You just walked right into that one.
He
Ralph.
hasn't been here every week
What
for
is
me to
that?
close.
Can I get what Randy have and what Keon has? I'd like to know.
Well, I mean, I know that Keon, he has corns, and Randy has. Oh, you mean picks numbers? Oh, let's see. Do you have corns, by the way?
No.
I just threw that out there. I mean, I thought it would have been it was just amazing if I was right. I'd be like I was psychic. What are corns?
It's a rock band, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Corn is a rock band. The corns on your feet is like a blister, like a cyst.
Do we still get those? Because you used to see commercials for stuff like that all the time. Now you don't see it anymore. Have they been cured?
Well, I think shoe technology has progressed so far that now corns are almost obsolete. We've defeated corns.
Good to know. Good to know. All right. So here's an answer to Ralph's questions. Here's the standings in the picks contest. I have 182. Randy has 151.
Mm-hmm.
I have 182.
Yeah.
Keon forgot to pick last week, so he's got 148. And then Ralph, you got 155. Boogie has 159, and the super fan leader right now for the big prize is Cards Chappie with 175.
So what I'm hearing is I have a better score than Keon, or Randy. Okay.
Yeah, you do. Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And well, you're not even in the top 10 of the rest of the super fans.
All I heard was I'm 7 behind Ralph with an entire week missing.
Yeah, but he thought he'd hit the button, but he didn't. And then I would let him on the
by the way,
system.
My alarm's going off here. Keon, remember to submit your picks this week.
Oh, I'm doing it right now.
Make sure the button gets clicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never going to happen again.
Never seen anybody do that. Fed fan says, hey, Ralph, you suck. Go Cardinals.
Wow.
Papa Mike says, "Where's Ralph hanging out at the game on Sunday? I'll be near gate 3. Are you trying to fight him? Sitting there.
You'll know me. I'll be on the lower bowl, and you'll see people just pissed off.
Yeah, that you're down there.
Oh, they will be.
Seahawks.
They will be. Trust me. I am an obnoxious Seahawks fan at games.
Papa Mike also says, this week I actually have no problem saying go Niners, because as a Cardinals fan, you don't want them Rams to win. Thunder Snow says, wow, I think Randy burst a blood vessel with that last Cardinals rant right there.
Thank you. Thank you.
And hopefully it's, well, no, you cinched the playoffs, so it will not be the last. Lost Toby says, how many picks do I have right? I'm not looking you up. I don't have time for that. You look up yourself. And he says, by the way, who is this guy? Bring back Phil if I need LA propaganda.
Wow.
That was the most offensive thing.
That's very
that
offensive.
Ralph has heard since he's been on the show.
Phil, yeah, that's offensive.
Damn. Thundar the Santa Barbarian says, wait, Ralph, 2012, 2013, Seattle won back-to-back Super Bowls, huh? I think you've been hanging out with Senior Wake and Bake and enjoying some of his incense a little bit too much.
Actually said they were into, not that they won to.
Yeah, because somebody decided to throw an interception rather than hand off a ball, right?
I have no comment.
Does that hurt a lot every time you think about it?
I was drunk when it happened, so it didn't hurt then, but it hurt the next day. Yeah.
And every time you see Marshawn Lynch selling stuff or on an Uber Eats commercial, did that flash back right away to that moment of bad call?
I absolutely love Marshawn Lynch, so it really pisses me off. He's my favorite.
Take care of y'all chicken.
It's not his fault. It's Pete Carroll's fault.
It was Pete Carroll's fault.
Yeah. Boomer Sooner says, good day, Blender. I don't think a lot of good players are going to play on the teams that have clinched playoff spots. Guys, it happens every year, doesn't it? Why would you risk a star player getting hurt just before you make a run for that Super Bowl? Randy, could I have a Boomer Sooner and a beer, please? And thank you.
Boom Sooner, Boom Sooner, Boom Sooner, Boom Sooner.
Big Kev says, I wish the Cards would get flexed to Saturday night at the very unforeseen spurn of the moment. I'd love to potentially know the outcome of the NFC West race before my Niners play at LA. But what does it even matter to you?
Aren't all the games at the same time?
No. So here's what you got. Let's see here. Yeah, well, no, you're right. The Rams, 49ers, the Seahawks, and the Cardinals are on at the same time.
Yeah, they do that on purpose because they don't want people not using players or using players. They want to keep it
level. So that's why we didn't know until the very last moment. That was actually one of the few smart things we've seen the NFL do in a while.
Yeah, it is actually.
Big Kev goes on to say, yes, I'd love to know the outcome. If the Cardinals win, then the Rams can just sit all their starters and help an NFC West brethren make the playoffs. Wonderful idea in my perfect world. But yeah, too many Miller Lights. What I meant to say is if they lost. Hey, you keep drinking, you keep listening. We don't mind, buddy. Jagdog says, Ralph, do you find it hard to root for a quarterback that doesn't want anything to do with Seattle anymore?
That's absolute BS. Russell Wilson will be there next year. He'll be there probably for the next 6 years, 7 years. You'll see. Now, Pete Carroll, we don't know. That's a different story.
Pete Carroll keeps saying, hey, I don't know what everybody's talking about. My conversations with Russell Wilson are fine.
Yeah, Russell Wilson's not going anywhere. As much as you guys with your mediocre quarterbacks would love to have him, he's not going anywhere.
I'd love to have Russell Wilson.
Yeah, because you'd be a Super Bowl team.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, even the Cardinals would be a Super Bowl team if they had him.
Yeah, well, they got a guy.
No, not really.
They got a guy.
Not really.
They have most of a guy.
Most of a guy.
Sorry, I apologize. Hefty Lefty says that puppy explanation earlier is how John Wick was created. You know. By the way, you think a different universe, maybe Sarah McLachlan is John Wick, and she just hunts down all the animal abusers and kills them all after she's done making those ASPCA commercials. I would pay to see that movie in a theater. I would pay for it. And by the way, Hefty Lefty says over under 0.5 pick sixes for Stafford this weekend. The over under is a half of an interception. How does that even work in betting? You can't throw half an interception.
Basically, you're saying yes or no.
Oh,
essentially.
Yeah. Let's see. Rams against the 49ers. I don't know. How would you bet that, Randy? Would you bet the over or the under on that?
If it's just a pick six,
yeah, one pick six wins you the money.
I'd probably bet the over because Stafford in clutch situations has been kind of bad, and lately down the stretch here, he's been throwing a lot of picks. So
dude has 6 turnovers in his last 2 games.
True. Yeah, I think
I would take it.
That means you're not going to make much money on that bet, right? The odds will not be very good.
I won their last 5 games, haven't they?
Well, it doesn't mean he doesn't throw interceptions.
Yeah, the turnovers are there.
Fish Tank says, Keon, I believe that means you'll be seeing Jake from State Farm for the Giants. Wow, there's a long way to go to say Jake Fromm is going to be the quarterback of the Giants.
So the guy that said a couple of weeks ago he doesn't know the playbook.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're still.
Well, he's been studying since then.
Yeah, he's holding the book in
right.
the interview.
He's put it all together now.
He's holding the book in his hand. He's like, this is just more of suggestions.
I thought it was kindling. I didn't know.
I had a wobbly table. This was holding it up. I couldn't believe there was actually stuff inside it. Fish Tank also says, I don't know if I'd be throwing stones at the NFC East, Jeffrey. The AFC has the Jaguars and the Texans. But yeah, at least we have two decent teams. The NFC North has one team, period.
I think they were talking about the NFC.
Oh,
East,
the NFC East has one team, period.
Well, no, Philly's pretty good. They'll make the playoffs.
Give them a team and a half.
I'll give it 1.25 teams. Can we agree to that? 1.25 teams in the NFC East. How's that? Everybody agree?
Sure.
Sold. Hefty Lefty. Hefty Lefties send me memes. Lost Toby says, I have 100 right with 74 games with no picks. Well, at least I'm getting a jersey. That's right. Lost Toby, I do believe, did win one of the weeks. And one guy won 2 weeks. And so he got 2 jerseys. That's the way it works. Silly Wabbit says, if Mr. Harmon Solar there, well, he's not Mr. Harmon Solar. It's Ralph from Harmon Solar. Well, he says, if Mr. Ralph from Harmon Solar likes the Seahawks so much, maybe he can go up there and sell solar for all 5 of their sunny days. How about that, Ralph?
Solar works in the rain.
See?
You need to get educated on solar.
Everybody should get educated on solar.
Yes.
I mean, this is the best time of the year to put those things up there and get ready for the summer, right?
And solar is actually very big in Washington State.
Really?
It really is.
So is granola bars, Birkenstocks, weed.
Weed especially, yes.
Bad football teams.
No.
Hey, but all seriousness, though, Harmon Solar, you guys are very busy right now, aren't you?
Extremely busy.
And why is that? Is that deal you got going?
Yeah, that deal we have with the 12 months no payments has been crazy. People all over it.
Right. So you get it installed now. It makes you money over the summer.
Yep.
And you don't even have to start paying for it until next year.
Next January. Yep.
That is an amazing thing. So if anybody's sort of hemmed and hawed over the idea of getting solar panels on the roof, a year no payments sure makes it easy. Makes it easy because now you're already saving the money, and you can make them payments, and they're not even that bad either.
No,
you guys have
not.
very affordable ways of doing this.
Yeah, I wanted to make it 13 payments to match the Seahawks wins, but my owner wouldn't go for it.
Yeah, he's like, well, it has to be 6 payments now, buddy.
Which we couldn't do that.
All right. Yeah.
No, but yeah, you're right. I mean, it's that 12 months no payments. It's just crazy. People are all over it.
So, all right, if they want to get a hold of you, they want to say, hey, come look at my house and tell me how much money I can save putting up the solar panels. What's a good plan for me? What's the phone number?
Don't come to see me at the stadium. It's better to call 800.
Don't take a drunken poke at Ralph at the stadium. Call the number.
Yeah.
You son of a
800-281-3189, or you visit harmonsolar.com. And we will go ahead and take a look at your usage and how your situation goes, and we'll build a system for you, custom for you, and to show you how you'll save a ton of money.
Yeah, harmonsolar.com is the best thing to remember right there. Just get yourself to harmonsolar.com, and that information, click on that. You'll find the phone number and all that. Yep. Give them a call, and they'll set you up.
And the owners are Arizona born and bred, and they're diehard Cardinal fans. They are not me. So.
Yeah. Did you want to tell them why you're going to the game?
So I've been working there 10 years, and they never let me have the seats. This year, they gave them to me because they realized the Seahawks are that bad and they can actually win. So that's the only reason I got this.
So basically, they're sending Ralph to the game with some sweet seats so he can watch the Seahawks lose.
Yeah, that's it.
They're punishing Ralph, basically.
And I appreciate that. So.
Lost Toby says, I want solar. Can I get it for each sea chicken loss?
Yes, you can.
You get 6 panels. That's right, Lost Toby. You only get 6.
Well, the losses would be 10.
That's right. Wins. All right, 10. Well, it's just fun to hear you say it, though. Just a tip says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Welcome back to the Blender. Ralph from Harmon Solar.
Thank you.
Glad to see that in this topsy-turvy world in which we live, you remain a rock solid, yet much begotten Sea Loon fan. Can't wait to see Russell Wilson get the Browns to a Super Bowl next year where Kyler Murray dominates because He's just a better quarterback than Wilson. Cardinals 28, Sealoons 21. Go buy some real clothes, Ralph.
That text started good, but it really went downhill.
He reels you in a little bit,
Yeah,
but
it just went downhill like he was drinking or smoking or something.
Then he gets at you. I missed some texts in the last hour here. Mr. Pringle says, big old Cockburn stomping up and down the basketball court again tonight, fighting Illini, going streaking. Go Illini. Illini? Am I saying it right?
Yeah, you did it right.
I never know if I'm saying it right. Cold Trickle says, I'm very confused. What did I just tune into? That actually text doesn't matter if it was from an hour ago. It still makes sense.
Yeah.
Boogie says, hear me out. You keep Nagy and Zimmerman as head coaches in the NFC North. That helps the Lions and the Packers. Well, Boogie, Packers don't need any help. And the Lions, there'll never be enough help. Big George says, Ralph has been wrong about so many things this season, and he's wrong about this one. The Rams lose to the 49ers, and the Cardinals beat the pathetic Sea Chickens, and they win the NFC West. Suck on that, Ralph.
I think I've been right about a lot, but okay. Yeah, that's fine. How many wins do I have again? 155?
Correct.
Yep,
picks.
155.
I bet you
correct
that's more
picks.
than you. So, I mean,
You'd have more wins if you quit picking the Sea Chickens.
Yeah, that's a good point. You'd have 165.
I'd have 165.
That's right. You've made a mistake. Mr. Pink Eye says, can next year's prize NFL picks contest winner be in the Harman Solar commercial? That's an odd request.
Yeah, it's still a freaky.
Yeah. No.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
maybe.
What does she look like?
Or what does she sound like?
That's an odd request, Mr. Pink Eye. I doubt it. You know, maybe you mean like a TV commercial where you're shaking hands, or
we'll table that.
Yeah. That's like a turd in a punch bowl right there. That idea. Yeah. Horn Ninja says, Happy New Year, gentlemen. Now that fantasy football is over and the pitchers and catchers report in a month. Any thoughts on a blender fantasy baseball league?
Yeah, no, baseball's not going to be here in a month. Sorry.
Nobody's reporting anywhere anytime soon.
No.
There's this little lockout that's been happening.
I know. And Ralph loves him some baseball.
That's depressing. Yeah. I'm bummed.
He's knowledgeable and he loves to talk baseball. And we usually turn his mic off when he gets around to the Dodgers. But yeah, so that's it's got to be sad.
There will be minor league baseball, though.
All right. Well, we are
That's
minor
what I'm
league
hearing.
not talking about it. So
Minor league baseball.
why
is
would we
great.
talk about minor
Because
league
it's
baseball?
great. And you might
It's
even
fun.
see minor league players actually start playing as the Dodgers or the Cardinals. Or
Scabbing?
They might
If this
scab.
thing, if this things keep going on, it's not unheard of to have minor league players come up. Non-pro players come across the strike line and come in and play. Yeah.
Well, as a Diamondbacks fan, I feel like I've been watching non-pro players for years.
Wow.
Listen,
We might not notice the difference.
I am not.
He's not lying.
I'm not running a blender fantasy baseball league. Somebody else wants to take up that's fine. I want nothing to do with it. Especially this possible non-season. Very, very sad. But hopefully, any chance that this maybe doesn't happen, maybe we get a season on time.
There's always a chance.
Yeah, that was a politically.
We had the Olympics.
Yeah. We're not doing fantasy Olympics either.
Fantasy Olympics. Yeah.
Oh, good God. All right, we must take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Rosalie Michaels. Of course, the fantasy football season is over for us, but you could still use her knowledge in those fantasy football apps that'll go on all the way through the Super Bowl. Come on back, kids. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
The College Football Championship is here, and to celebrate, Fanduel Sportsbook is hooking up new customers with 30-1 enhanced odds on either team to win. That means you can bet $5 to win $150 on either team to win it all. Just sign up at Fanduel Sportsbook using promo code Randy1580 and make the deposit to claim your 30-1 enhanced odds. There's no better place to bet the College Football Championship than on America's #1 sportsbook. Already have Fanduel Sportsbook? Fanduel is hooking up all customers with $50 when you refer a friend. Plus, your friend will get $50 also. Don't miss your chance to win $150 off a $5 bet on the College Football Championship. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app or head to sportsbook.fanduel.com and sign up using promo code Randy1580 to get 30-1 odds on either team to win. Must be 21 and older and present in Arizona. New users only. $10 first deposit required. Must wager in designated offer market. Max bonus $150. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
With the Peloton bike, there's always something new to try. We're adding new music to our artist series, new disciplines like boxing.
Fight your way through. Let's make it count.
So many new workouts to try on and off the bike.
Let's go, Peloton family.
There's always something new to keep you motivated. For a limited time, get a $550 value on the Peloton Bike Plus. $300 off plus free delivery and setup, a $250 value. All access membership separate. Limited time offer until January 9, 2022. Free delivery only available in continental US. Terms apply.
Saving at the Home Depot means you can do more for less. Like upgrading your kitchen with a top-rated Samsung kitchen suite, a smart range with air fry, a smart cooling system refrigerator, and a dishwasher with advanced quiet cycles. And with free delivery, the savings come to you. Shop in-store, online, or in the Home Depot app. The Home Depot, how doers get more done. U.S. only while supplies last. Valid 1/6 through 1/26/2022. Free delivery on orders of $396 or more.
Your favorite radio station.
And now you're up to date on the news. Stand by for weather and traffic right after this.
It wakes you up, starts your day, and keeps you informed as well as entertained.
You guys are absolutely the best.
How do you like to work here?
At the Fanatic, we're looking for commissioned sales reps to knock on doors, set up appointments, and extol the benefits of advertising with your favorite radio station. Send your resume to jobs at 1580thefanatic.com.
The field is called a gridiron. The ball is called a pigskin. The quarterback is called a field general.
Hey, y'all know what time it is?
And the kicker? Well, they just call him a kicker.
Come on, dude!
Hey, this is football. The NFL plays here. Catch all the primetime games, playoff, and Super Bowl 56 on your home for the NFL.
Let's go now.
1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. We got your NFL right here on this very radio station. Saturday night, we got Cowboys at Eagles. Sunday morning, Titans at Texans, I guess. And then Sunday night, Chargers at Raiders, and that is looking to be a really good game. For the other Saturday game, Chiefs at Broncos, you can catch that on Money Radio 1510 at 2 p.m. So there you go. We got you all those NFL games and more here on 1580 The Fanatic and our sister station as well. Joining us, I think she's in Vegas gambling heavily. It's Rosalie Michaels, your fantasy girl, and what are you doing in Vegas again? Did you get married again?
Well, no. Once is plenty. But no, it's what I'm gambling with here is COVID. I'm here for CES, and my booth just got shut down because even though everybody needed to be vaccinated to get into the show, people are testing positive.
Oh,
so
no.
I'm gambling with COVID is what I'm gambling with.
Do you have the COVID now, or are you waiting on results?
No. I feel great. I feel fine. I had COVID back in April, and I'm fully vaccinated. So I think I'm going to be okay. Plus, I wasn't actually in the hall all that much because I present for a company like once a day. I do a 5-minute presentation. So I'm really not exposed to people all that long. Most I probably was exposed to people was when I was actually gambling in the casino.
So
but I'm good. I'm good. Everything's good.
When you're doing your presentations, do you end the presentation with, "Don't be mad when I take your money"?
I do. They love it.
Have you had anybody send you any kind of email or that they're angry that you took their money with the Big Zero thing yet?
I thought you were asking if somebody has asked me to go on The Voice or American Idol, and so no,
we
that
already
not
knew that.
happened
Yeah.
yet. But no, people don't get mad. I mean, we're all grown ups here, and it's well, most of us anyway. But we're all grown-ups and everybody's really nice and friendly and fun. And because, it's peer-to-peer and, I've taken some people's money, but some people have taken my money too. So, and on that note, with Big Zero for this weekend, for our inaugural week 18 of the NFL season, I am doing all of my bets this weekend risk-free. If you sign up, use the code Fantasy Girl, and I beat you this weekend, I am not going to take your money. I'm going to forgive the bet. But if you win, you get $20.
That's like fish in a barrel right there. Yeah, take some of Rosalie's money while you're at it. Get in there. Sure. Yeah. So you go to bigzero.com, right?
Yeah, bigzero.com. You just, again, it's free to join. I've been having a lot of fun with it because especially this weekend with everything that's going on, it's a big weekend with all the playoff implications. This year we have 18 teams that have playoffs, playoffs are viable for the playoffs, which is the highest that it's been, third highest overall in the history of the NFL. And so, but yeah, there were 20 teams that were still fighting it out in the last week of the season in 2006, 19 in 2002. But other than that, this is a lot of teams still in the hunt. So it'll be fun weekend. But I'm telling everybody, when I'm making like betting advice for this weekend, just don't place your bets until, very, very close to the games. We're still having, like I said, here in Vegas with, the COVID outbreaks. And so it could change some things.
Yeah, we're saying the same thing when it comes to the NFL Harmon Solar Fan Pick'em. Wait until right before the game to make sure you know who's in, who's out before you make your picks, because this time of year, you could easily get hosed on that. And speaking of which, fantasy football, we have a new landscape for fantasy football with this extra week. And I know that you, Fantasy Girl, will also be giving advice to people even through the playoffs and into the Super Bowl, because people use those little betting apps and they'll have questions about fantasy football players. I'm sure that happens to you all every single year. But when I look at our fantasy football leagues, and we just had our championship game this last weekend. Are we too late? Are we too early? Should we move back to playoffs? Are they in the perfect spot? Should we have the championship week later? I mean, what is the best way of doing that?
No, you are definitely right on time. You never want to have a fantasy league the last week of the season, simply because, these teams like Green Bay that have clinched the number one spot, and those are some big players in there, right? You got Aaron Rodgers, you got Devontae Adams, you've got AJ Dillon, you've got, Aaron Rodgers. You don't want to have those people sit in your fantasy championship. So you should never, you did it right this year, having it set up to end the week before the last week of the season when teams are still playing full out, except for Antonio Brown.
Right. Well, we'll keep it that way then. We'll keep it that way. And another issue, as you know, with the Premier League in the Daily Blender Fantasy Football Leagues, 4 players out, 4 players in every single year. The bottom 4 listener players go out, and then we bring in some champions from the other leagues. Well, this year, everything has grown. We have 9 champions, but we only have 4 slots. So we're trying to come up with the best, most fair way, or just best way of doing this. And there's 3 different versions of what we can do. 1, random drawing from all the 9 champions to decide who goes in. Or we tally up the playoff points of the champions, and the 4 with the highest totals go in. Or tally up the entire season scores plus playoffs of all the 9 champions, and the top 4 go in. What do you think is the best way of deciding?
That third one is my favorite. I think the points 4 is exactly what it should be. Whoever of those 9 champions, whoever scored the most points, the fourth most points overall, those are the people that get to go into the Premier League. That's the fair way to do it. It keeps people fighting too, keep going. Even you want to make sure that you're always doing your best, putting the best players in there throughout the playoffs. So yeah, I think that's the best way to do it, through the whole thing, playoffs and through the regular season.
All right, gotcha on that one. Oh, by the way, Thundar the Santa Barbarian wants to tell on me. Says, "Hey, Rosalie, yesterday Jeffrey confused you with Dan Snyder. It's true. Ask Randy and Keon." I get
that all the time.
I don't remember this
all the time. It's weird. Yeah. Like actually here in Vegas, somebody came up to me last night and was like, "You're Dan Snyder." I said, No, I'm not. So
I don't even remember what we were talking about.
Oh, because the taking your money.
Because Dan's going to take your money. Watermelon has a question for Rosalie. He says, what's your best win and what's your worst loss in the Big Zero?
My best win. Let me look. This past weekend, I had a couple of bets that it was a little iffy, and so I took. Let me take a look here real quick. The nice thing is you can go back with Big Zero and you can take a look at your wager history and you can see what you did well at and what you didn't do well at. So my best wins here was the Bengals. I took the Bengals over KC, the Bengals plus 3.5, and and they won outright. So that was a great win, and people were happy to take me on that bet, and I did really, really well with it, obviously. And then my worst loss, I took the let me see, not this past week, but the week before. It was the Cowboys and Washington, I think. I have to look at it. It was over under. I took the over on it. Let me see. That was my loss. Nope.
Yeah. What a shock. It had something to do with the Washington football team.
Yeah, I took the over on it, and it was 1 point shy of the over. So there it is. Cowboys, Washington. So the over, I took over 48, and the final total was 47, and so I lost that. That when you lose by 1 point, it hurts. It hurts really bad.
I mean, Dallas should have scored more. I don't see how this is a.
They should have.
After I beat you, Rosalie, my next game was losing to Nostramarcus by 1.3 points or something. So I feel your pain. Yes. But I also just wanted to mention that I beat you twice this year.
Yeah, but you know what, Jeffrey? I actually want to give you kudos for this year. This was the best display out of you from fantasy football that I've ever seen. You not only did you drafted pretty well. It wasn't terrible, but you managed your team well throughout the season. You used the waiver wire well. You picked up, with the exception of dropping Miles Sanders, that was a little questionable.
That was early on
because you could. What happened?
That was early on.
I know. No, you dropped him later in the season because I picked him up.
No, I dropped him way early. Somebody else must have dropped him after I dropped him. That was early.
It was you. It was you. I thought, I was like, wait, I mean, it was early on, maybe like week 11, but it was like, I was like, why the heck did he just drop Miles Sanders?
I gotta go back and look.
Ever drop a number one running back on a team. Keep him on your bench. You don't have to start him, but never. Running back position is so thin. So
I do not agree with your assessment. I think if I did that, it was earlier on.
I do not agree.
I do not agree, but I agree with everything else wonderful you said about me.
But kudos to you. Third place in the Blender League. Fantastic. I'm really proud of you, Jeffrey. You've come a long way.
So sarcastic, dripping with sarcasm there. I'm just glad to be back to my regular thing of being at least within the top four. I don't win the championship every year. I never said I did that, but the last couple of years for me have been just complete garbage. So hopefully I've got my mojo back, and we'll do it again next year with the Daily Blender.
Hold on. Have you won it any year?
Yeah, I have before I met you. Yes, but it's been a while.
It was pre-Rosalie. Got it.
Boy, she's giving you the knives today, buddy.
Hold on a second. Hey, Keon, can you get that Indeed ad for a fantasy person? Can you get that active again, please? Thanks. Big George says, I should have listened to Rosalie Michaels in her commercial. She not only took my money, she took my house, my pickup truck, she took my dog.
But the dog's doing well. He's happy.
Let's see.
He says hi.
Mr. Pringle says, as a recovering gambleaholic, what's the safest bet for me this week, Rosalie? Well, you're not recovering much, are you, buddy?
I would take the Tennessee versus Houston bet. I'm liking that one quite a bit. I also like Cincinnati over Cleveland. We'll see. I mean, it's hard to take since he's been like just fire, but Burrow, no Burrow, that makes a difference. But Tennessee versus Houston, Tennessee really good, trying to lock up that number one seed. I'm liking them, but again, with everything this weekend, my caveat is wait until right before to lock in your bet.
Another fantasy girl, Tiger Paws, she says, I lost my playoff game by 0.55. Bleeping Burrows.
Ouch.
How about bleeping Jamar Chase? How many lives did he shatter with that last game?
Or make. It's funny. I was in a couple of leagues this year, but the two big ones were the Fanatic League, the Blender League, obviously, and another big league that I'm in. And in both of those, in the championship game, Jamar Chase was on one of the teams, and that was the team that won. So he really was a league winner this year.
Yeah, but we watched the Berg suffer the fate of Jamar Chase this year in the Premier League. Robert from Surprise says, Raiders are going to the Super Bowl. Just win, baby.
It's gonna be a tough one for them. And like I said, I'm here in Vegas right now, and I don't know, man. I like the Chargers in that one.
He says, I just guaranteed a victory for the Raiders. I bet on the Chargers just a minute ago.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
That's how you do it.
Just a Tip says, hey, Rosalie, I love your Twitter presence. I'll try to take some of your money this weekend. My quarterbacks, Kyler and Patrick, averaged 30 points a game this year. When Devontae Freeman, Brandon Cooks, Darren Waller, Miles Sanders, Dalvin Cook were on my active roster, they combined for 50 points per game average. Why am I wrong for thinking quarterbacks are the most valuable fantasy football player?
Well, you're not wrong. It really does depend on the league, and in some leagues, quarterbacks are uber valuable. In our particular, in the daily blender leagues, they are very valuable. But I have other leagues where they're not quite as valuable. I have a league where tight ends are actually more valuable sometimes because they get 1.5 points per reception. So it just really depends on the league. That's why it's important when you are drafting that you understand the scoring in your league so that you make sure that you're drafting the right players at the right time.
Big George says, Rosalie, do you think Lamar Jackson's going to start this weekend? My fantasy season's done, but he was my fantasy quarterback, and his absence totally screwed me in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's why, the waiver wire is your friend, my friend. Lamar was kind of mediocre this year. He didn't really live up to our usual pieces. So when you saw him start to not really, perform the way we're used to him performing, and then of course with the injury and stuff, you need to find another quarterback. It's always good to draft a couple of quarterbacks, depending on, how many you're starting in your league. So, but if you're starting one quarterback, you should draft at least two.
All right, it's Rosalie Michaels, your fantasy girl, brought to you by Big Zero. You can find her on the Twitterverse at Rosalie Michaels. And again, you want to get in on this weekend's worth of betting with Rosalie on Big Zero. Tell them again why, what, where, how, and all that stuff, Rosalie.
You got it. Go to bigzero.com, enter the code FANTASYGIRL. You'll be added to my group. I'm going to be making 10 bets this weekend. And like I said, every single one of them will be risk-free for you. So if you win $20. If you lose, I will forgive the bet. But you have to use the code FANTASYGIRL to be added to my group.
That's right. Code FANTASYGIRL. Site bigzero.com. Go have some fun and take her money. That's what
Take her money.
Yeah.
It's no fees. And even if you just want to check it out, you don't have to place bets initially. If you just want to go and look and see, and there's a chat feature so you can talk some smack. I've been talking to Boogie in there. So, there's a chat feature. We can have fun. And now that fantasy's over, you got to make these games interesting, right? Yep. So why not bet me and have some fun?
There you go. That is Fantasy Girl Rosalie Michaels, bigzero.com. Code is Fantasy Girl. Rosalie, have a great time this weekend. And you should tell us how all these bets go. I'm kind of curious to see how that goes down and how much money you and Big Zero hand out to everybody.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I mean, I'll be on Twitter too, so you'll be able to see all the action there. I tweet a lot, as Just the Tip said.
There you go, at Rosalie Michaels. All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back with more of the Daily Blender after this here on 1580 The Fanatic. Thanks, Rosalie.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, if you feel like you're stuck with a healthcare plan that isn't affordable or you simply don't like it, right now is a great time to switch to MediShare. The typical family saves $500 or more per month with MediShare. And what's more, they like it. MediShare has double the customer satisfaction rate when compared to health insurance. You get access to a massive network of providers and 24/7 telehealth. And MediShare is the most trusted name in healthcare sharing. It's been around for more than 25 years. And it's more than just affordable healthcare, too. You get to be part of a community of Christians who pray for each other and support each other. But here's why now is the time to make the switch. Join before January 15th, and they'll waive your new member fee. You'll save another $170 right off the bat. Call now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline is January 15th, so you can save even more. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the main event here on 1580 The Fanatic. Coming up on Friday at 1 p.m., it's the final Football Friday of the regular season. I'll get you updated on injuries around the league, the Cardinals' final practice before the game against the Seahawks. I'll have all the latest and get you ready for the game. NBA, NHL, and all the sports news. So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the main event, Friday, 1 p.m. on 1580, 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
Do we have a retirement crisis looming in this country? Rob Canyor here from the Retire Right with Reverse Rob Show, personally inviting you to a private screening of the movie The Baby Boomer Dilemma, an expose of America's retirement experiment by Doug Orchard Films. Please join us as my guest at the Harkins 101 Theater in Scottsdale on Wednesday, January 26, 2022, from 1 to 3 p.m. for this private screening with Reverse Rob to gain valuable information about the future of Social Security, Medicare, pensions, and 401ks. Seating is limited, so please be sure to RSVP as soon as you can to reserve your spot by visiting my website, www.reverserob.com, under the events section for additional information, or simply text your RSVP to this number, 602-361-1587. That's 602-361-1587. I look forward to having you as my guest for this riveting film that could help better secure your retirement picture and protect your valuable legacy.
We know how it goes. You can't always tune in and hear your favorite shows and hosts.
Dude, look, I'm a loser. Okay?
It's cool, bro. That's why we post podcasts of your favorite shows and hosts. Listen when you want to. Listen on demand.
That is great and frankly kind of amazing.
Go to 1580thefanatic.com to download.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on 1580 99.3, The Fanatic, on this beautiful Thursday. And, lately we've been talking a lot about Fanduel. I want to tell you about the College Football Championship, where it's your opportunity for new customers to get 30-1 enhanced odds on either team to win. Now, here's how this thing works. You go to the Fanduel, you get the Fanduel app, you sign up, you become a new customer. Instantly, you'll be locked in. You can bet $5 to win $150 on either team to win it all. So whether you're an Alabama Roll Tide fan, or if you go Dogs, you like them Georgia Bulldogs to do it all, you lay your $5 down. Go to FanDuel.com and get that, or go to your favorite app, download and get the FanDuel Sports app. When you sign up, remember, use Randy1580. It's a special promo code, Randy1580, and make the deposit to claim your 30-1 enhanced odds. It's simple, it's easy, it's secure, it's got its best-in-class customer service. You can't go wrong here with the FanDuel Sports app. Again, Randy1580 to get that 30-1 odds on either team to win. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app Head to sportsbook.fanduel.com or your favorite app download. Remember, you got to be 21 or older and present in Arizona. New users only. $10 first deposit required. Must wager in designated offer market. Max bonus $150. Restrictions do apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you've got a gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text the next step to 53342.
Why do you have to be naked, Randy? You said nude users only.
I did not say nude. I said new users only.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense.
It has nothing to do with the fact that I like to bet in the nude when I do that.
You're just going to go ahead and turn your camera off.
I just go ahead and I feel everything. I've got all the senses going. I can point in the right direction. I get pointing in the right direction. I don't know why. This is such a great way to bet.
Just a mental image I did not need conjured up.
Yeah.
At all.
We might need to get caught up on the text line now. 888-368-1580. Lost Toby says, I've been in a dynasty baseball league for about 5 years, and it's a lot of work. Don't recommend it, but I am in too deep. Yeah, what are you going to do now? I mean, how does this affect fantasy when a league decides to take a siesta so they can fight about money? I mean,
everything's on hold.
Does everything just get in the fantasy world? Just gets on hold, and as soon as they come back, it just pops right back up, and they just adjust for however long the season may or may not be.
Yeah, it's not like one day they're going to be locked out. The next day the locks are going to be open. There's going to have to be a spring training camp, get everybody together. So there'll be plenty of time to get the work up, get ramped up for the baseball season. And all of those fantasy leagues will follow that kind of protocol. They'll go through the season, getting it ramped up, and they'll be very clear on what the rules are. So
it's not quite the same situation, but when a good chunk of the season was gone due to COVID, I'm also in a fantasy baseball dynasty league, and we were wondering how that was going to work. And once they figured out how long the season was, you could adjust your season accordingly.
Now that seems like kind of a pain in the aim, doesn't it? Let's see. Ralph's wife says, they say the camera adds 10 pounds, but they're wrong. I'm watching on Facebook right now. Tell Ralphie the camera loses 1 inch of hairline. We got to fix that.
Wow.
That's so mean.
Wow. You're just getting it from all angles today.
Well, I always get it from her, though.
That's fine. Yeah. Well, I'm just going to stay away from that one.
Yeah.
Moving right along.
I gave it to you. It was a softball.
It's a slow pitch.
Again,
I'm just to you. All right.
Yankees Evil Empire says, for all the hell we give Seattle Seahawks fan base, there is one great thing they contributed to sports. In the mid-'80s, while fighting the Raiders in the AFC West, they coined the phrase, beat LA. Now we can bash some more. I didn't know that. It was the Seahawks that came up with beat LA.
I didn't know that either.
Because we've been using it for a long time here as Phoenix Suns fans.
Suns have been using it for a long, long time.
It just hasn't worked for you, but yeah.
Shut up. What are you talking about? We beat the hell out of the Lakers. They beat them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He's just still sore.
I was looking at all those trophies, guys. Man. That's amazing.
Yeah.
There's always that trophy argument in there.
Yeah.
Good Cat says, what's happening, Blender Crew? Randy, can I get a double Knob Creek rye neat, please?
Oh, yes.
I don't know why. Here's the thing. If I ever ask you for some whiskey, assume it's neat.
Oh, yeah.
I don't feel like I should even say neat because why would I put ice cubes in that? Why would I do that? Why do you want to water down your drink?
Well, sometimes people add, little orange slices or, lemon slices or a little.
We call those women.
Sprig of mint or something,
Senior Wake and Bake says, hey, Ralph, you think solar power could get your bitch pigeons 13 wins, even though there's only one game left? Jackass. Well, what's funny about this? He is always hammering us. Oh, he's a 49er fan, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. That's why.
He's got his own issues then. How many times did they beat the Seahawks this year? Oh, yeah, none.
Hefty Lefty says, I don't have a gambling problem. I have a picking the right winner problem. Boogie says, Randy's right. When betting, you get a much better feel for it when you do it naked.
Yeah, see? Told you guys.
Well, I'm glad Rosalie wasn't around to hear that.
All your senses are alive, man. All you just come alive everywhere. I mean, wow. And it just becomes real.
But did you hear
real fast?
Rosalie saying that, oh, yeah, Boogie gets on there and chats with me, too. Blocked. Good Cat says, weekly reminder that the Sea Bitches are trash and they didn't win 13 games this season.
Weekly reminder. I missed these guys so much.
Ralph, they've been trying to get at you for weeks. It's
Yeah, they have. Where's Ralph? Where's Ralph? Is he going to be here? Is he going to be here?
The good thing is I'm in their head, so that's good.
Rent free.
Yeah.
Just a tip says Ralph from Harmon Solar's wife is even harsher than we are. That's nice, actually.
You have no idea how hard she is.
Oh my God. Ukla says,
Here we go again.
Oh yeah. Well, did Bosworth beat LA when Bo ran his ass over?
Yes.
Big George says it's not true. Beat LA has been around since actually the 50s when the San Francisco Giants and Los Angeles Dodgers started playing each other. Fans were chanting "Beat LA" back then.
I could see that. Yeah.
I don't know if that's true.
Big George knows a lot. He does our on this day in Big George's sports history.
That's right.
I'm going to challenge Big George. I'm not sure about that
All
one.
right. Well, since you're the guy who is now going to go against a lawyer, the burden of proof is now on you.
I can do that.
Fed Fan says, congratulations to Kevin Sumlin and Todd Haley, 2 new coaches for the USFL. Are you bleeping kidding me? Are they actually? Or are you just being funny? By the way, can we just not? Again, I want to say, I know I said that, I think on Monday, but when it comes to the USFL, can we just don't do it? Can we not? Why are we doing this? Why do we keep trying this over and over and over? It
because
fails.
Somewhere in corporate America, there is some executives that believe America will buy in to springtime football because they're so ravenous in the fall and early winter months of the NFL.
It just dilutes everything, and then people are like, "I got to get some stuff done around the house, man. Can you just give me a minute?" I listen, I would love football to keep going. I love football, but it just has yet to work, and the product never does seem to live up to,
but it's
half
true.
of the NFL.
Kevin Sumlin and Todd Haley
are
USFL coaches.
Oh boy.
Yeah. It's a real thing.
Well, there goes that league.
Tiger Paws says, feel for what? I don't know what she's talking about. You said something about a feel or something?
Well, when I was talking about naked betting, naked betting, you get a real feel for what you're doing. Things start to come into focus,
Yeah, but that's a good question. Feel
starts to point out
what?
which way I should go.
So you use that as a defining
a lot of different senses, that are stirred up when you're betting naked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The Jet says, I did a lot of gambling in high school naked, mostly with the high school girls. All right.
Oh, you
started, Randy.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, maybe Antonio Brown can sign with the USFL. You're kidding, but I'll tell you what, that would be their sort of thing. XFL, USFL, AF. You go to that low-hanging fruit to get some attention and to get some butts in the seats, some eyeballs on the TVs. Yeah. Heavy Metal Maniacs, you might be right about that. Good Cat says, Jeffrey, I have a man card question. Is it a man card violation for a grown man to be driving a lime green Kia, knuckle deep, picking his nose at the same time? There's a lot going on there.
Those are 2 separate problems.
Oh, I see 3.
Okay, but they're individual problems.
Right, well, let's break it down. 1, a lime green vehicle. 2, well, it's a Kia. It's almost a vehicle. 3, knuckle deep. None of these are man card violations, actually. You got an ugly ass car, you got a horrible car, and you're nasty ass bastards sitting there picking your nose, driving down the road like that. What if you hit a speed bump and you're dead? You just jammed your finger all the way up into your brain. So no, not a man card violation.
So the problem is that you have poor taste and you're disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much the extent of it, Good Cat. So,
well, if the guy's driving, maybe he couldn't find a tissue and he had to go in knuckles deep. Sometimes you got to go in raw, to fix the problem. You try to blow and blow and nothing happens, and there's something lodged in there. And then if you don't watch it, it's going to go down your windpipe, and then you're going to be choking. And then all of a sudden, the guy's
I think that happens.
He's like, and now we've got a major accident on our hands.
Yeah. If you're driving a lime green Kia, has life really been worth living? But still, none of these things are man card violations. So don't spread man card violation around too loosely. Ugly car, bad car, you're nasty, picking your nose.
Poor choice.
Yeah, that's sorry, nothing going on there. Fubar 1000 says, hiya, Blender Bros. Jeffrey, want to thank you for an awesome fantasy football season. League 2 was awesome. Very fun. Too bad I got beat by a box. Out with the old year, in with the new, and ASU still rocks. As always, go ASU.
Mm.
You like how I edit his texts on the fly?
Yeah, love that.
Colts fan Dan says, at least the guy picking his nose in the car isn't wearing a mask. You know, give people a break. If somebody's driving down the road, my mom, somebody gave her a hard time. She was driving down the road wearing a mask, and she's like, pissed me off because I just forgot I had it on. I'm not.
My brother's the same way. He gets used to having it on, and he just forgets to take it off.
My 75-year-old mother was ready to fight the guy. She's like, why don't you mind your own bleeping business, you piece of garbage? Wow. I just forgot I had it on. I wish I still had it on because I can smell you now. She ain't messing around. All right, we got lots of texts to catch up on and a lot of NFL to talk about, too. We got tons of show left for you, and hell, just 1 hour to do it. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
You ever hear something on the radio and figure I got to give it a shot? Well, I did. This is Stephen McCollum, host of The Main Event here on The Fanatic. I heard all the ads for Valley Medical Weight Loss and thought, what have I got to lose? I'm a client with Valley Medical Weight Loss, so I know firsthand that it really works. Valley Medical is a true pioneer in the weight loss industry, supervised by board-certified physicians, helping you gain the edge in your weight loss battle, boosting your energy, and getting you real results. 3 Valley locations, so there's one near you. Visit valleymedicalweightloss.com for info, and when you go, mention The Fanatic or Money Radio and get your first week free.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs. Protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. Now, we've seen interest rates go as low as we've seen them in years recently. We've also seen them bouncing around. A lot of uncertainty of what is going on in the loan game as far as mortgages are concerned. That's why I lean on my friends at the Lund Mortgage Team. They have been in business for 20 plus years here in the Valley. They only lend in Arizona. They are trusted. They'll get you that reliable quote. And if you're thinking about refinancing, whether it's to just lower your rate, maybe lower the terms of your rate, maybe down to 15 or 20 years, or if you're like, hey, we got a lot of debt on the side, we got some problems going on, we want to consolidate debt, or I've always wanted a pool. Now's the time to do it. Take some of that equity out, refinance, and get things done around your house that you want. But you got to use the best in the business. That's the Lund Mortgage Team. 623-875-9940, 623-875-9940, or check them out online, lundmortgage.com.
With the Peloton bike, there's always something new to try. We're adding new music to our artist series, new disciplines like boxing.
Fight your way through. Let's make it count.
So many new workouts to try on and off the bike.
Let's go, Peloton family.
There's always something new to keep you motivated. For a limited time, get a $550 value on the Peloton Bike Plus. $300 off plus free delivery and setup, a $250 value. All access membership separate. Limited time offer until January 9, 2022. Free delivery only available in continental U.S. Terms apply.
Contractors, listen up. This is Bruce Jacobs. Are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go, serving all types of contractors of any size and license in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K2.4 Rollins Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside my heterosexual life partner, Randy White. We got Ralph from Harmon Solar rubbing his nipples again for some reason. And Keon Rose is in the control room. You guys are in the Fanatic text line, and we're all in the Harmon Solar Studios here in Scottsdale. 888-368-1580. And yes, we've done our picks. Ralph lives in a land of delusion. The rest of us live in a land of hope. Yeah, except for the Washington football team. There's no hope there. 888-368-1580.
It's hope for the draft. That's where I'm looking.
It'll be interesting to see which team is in your draft when we find out the name. They said February 2nd, right?
February 2nd.
Yeah, that's before the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Yep.
So
I know I can't wait.
Yeah. There'll be it is interesting. It is interesting because we don't know. We just don't know. And we also know they're going to make the wrong decision. And that's fine. That is absolutely
I've accepted
fine.
it.
Yeah. So we had a little bit of a controversy here on the Daily Blender when Ralph, I guess, was saying something about when Beat LA was invented, or I think a texter said something about it. And then Big George came out and said, no, that is not when Beat LA came out. He says Beat LA has been around since the 1950s when the San Francisco Giants and the Dodgers started playing each other. Fans were chanting it back then.
Right.
Ralph says, nay, right. It has been more recent than that.
Yeah. So I've talked to my LA sources, my Beat LA sources.
Right.
Oh, boy.
Unnamed. This is like CNN. And what
reminds me of somebody else that used to be on this station with all the unnamed sources.
Oh, yeah. That fat bastard had a lot of those, didn't he?
Anyway.
So back in May of 1982, what happened was the Celtics were playing the Sixers and they lost the game 7. And there was some fans that started chanting Beat LA because they wanted the Sixers to beat the Lakers. And I do remember that period as being a huge Laker fan with all our titles. So back in May in 82, this did happen. And then in that championship series against Philly, they did start chanting Beat LA, the 76ers crowd. I do remember that. So that I've looked at 5 different sources and they've all confirmed this.
Well, just because somebody started saying Beat LA at that point and it was more widely publicized doesn't necessarily mean it wasn't uttered and said back in the 50s. So we need some credible accounts to show us. Now, Big George says, yes, there is a credible source that says it was 1982, like Ralph says, but he also says that, yeah, some say it was back in the 1950s. So, George, now it is on you to provide that credible source that is saying that it actually originated in the 1950s. That would yes. That would be you winning this lawsuit.
The defense rests.
Yeah. Fed fan says, hey Ralph, you suck, go Suns.
That's twice.
Yeah, well, you know she's gonna get you on all those.
I need a third one.
Well, let's see. Fighting Wampa says, pretty sure February 2nd is Groundhog's Day, so don't be surprised if Washington goes right back to the name it used to have. I thought it'd be funny if Dan Snyder came out and said, we're the Redskins, bitches, and just like walked off the podium.
That would be phenomenal.
But it could be. It's not ever going to be that, and it might be still the Washington football team, thus the Groundhog's Day. I don't know.
What if it is?
Or I don't think it's going to be the Red Hawks. Just something tells me it ain't going to be the Red Hawks.
I have a feeling that it's not going to be, even though I'd like it, actually.
Yeah, you'd be good with that, huh?
I would.
Yeah.
I mean, you already have the Hogs. It's a reference to the Super Bowl team and the offensive line that they had. I'd be okay with it.
Are you afraid of
Why
the helmet? Are you afraid of the helmets they might have?
In what way?
I mean, so like next year the teams can have 2 helmets. You guys know.
Oh yeah.
So
I did hear that they have a black alternate helmet for
Interesting.
Washington, but I don't know what that means.
Black makes sense.
Well, you know how if it's a Utah team, I call them the Mormons. So your team, if it's the Red Hogs, I'll probably call you the Sunburned Fatties.
Sunburned Fatties.
Okay.
He hates it already. I
mean,
can tell he's going to be
I don't know,
aggravated.
if they were like based in Florida or something, then of course. But
why the Red
Skin
Hogs?
cancer chunkies?
Why not just the Hogs?
I would prefer that, Randy. I think that's better.
Because that's classic right there. That's traditional.
Straight up Hogs, just Hogs.
Yeah, because that's the Super Bowl teams. They referred to their offensive and defensive guys, their line guys, as the Hogs.
Yeah. Okay, well, then I'd be like the Washington Kirstie Alleys. No.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Well, maybe the Red Hawks.
Kirstie Alley.
So they can keep the colors, right? Because they don't want to wear pink.
Thunder Snow says, I'm with Fed fan, Ralph. You suck.
Oh my God.
And for some reason, FedFan says, "Hey, Ralph, you suck. Go Federer." Wait. He's not even into tennis.
No.
Ralph doesn't care about tennis.
Who's Federer?
Roger.
I know.
Yeah, okay. He's trying to piss her off.
Just trying to piss her
Hey,
off.
that's my job. Hefty Lefty says, "Yeah, Miss Piggy could be the new mascot if it's."
Oh boy.
They could wear dresses. That'd be great.
Well,
man.
they did back in the day.
Right.
I don't know. It'd be funny.
Big George says, "I literally texted this 10 minutes ago before Ralph, so he's just reading what I sent. He doesn't see your text, Big George. I see the text in here, so stop accusing him of things." Just a Tip says, "A sea loon colored car, a finger up the nose. Yep, that's not a man card violation. That's a Seattle fan."
Oh boy.
Random Texter says the Celtics lost that game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals in Boston to the Sixers, by the way.
That's what we said.
Let's see. Watermelon says, "Oh, come on. We all pick our nose, right, guys? Drive green cars, right, guys? Guys?" Oh, it must have been Watermelon. King of Kitten says, "I don't drive one, but Kia has very good reviews, ratings, and resale values."
Well, they're new ones. They've kind of retooled and they've come out with a whole new look now. And I understand the cars are pretty good.
And they're reasonably priced cars.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, Kia, we're not fooled. Your new logo looks like it says Kin, and that's just weird. we still know it's a damn Kia. So stop it. Just stop it. Senior Wake and Bake says, "I think they spotted Ralph driving his lime green bitch pigeon car." Do you have a Seahawks vehicle?
No,
Do you have a thing?
I have a blue BMW.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to tell people for real.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, what's the license plate?
Yeah, what's it?
What's the license plate on that?
And where do you park it at night?
In my garage. Come and get it. I have insurance and I have guns.
I thought you were going to say it was at the mechanics most of the time, but all right. Mr. Wilbur says, "Guys, can we please address the elephant in the room and ask Ralph where his quarterback is going to be playing next year? Because it won't be in Seattle."
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we've already done that.
Why are you so confident about that?
Because Russell Wilson loves Seattle. He's not going anywhere.
They always
he's
say
ingrained in that community. He loves playing there. The only thing that I might think might happen next year is that you might see Pete Carroll gone. I do believe that could happen, but I don't think Russell will be gone.
You know that everybody who plays for a team, they get involved in the community, partially for the tax write-offs. I'm going to play cynical man.
You're
okay.
right.
I'm cynical man. Let's say I get paid umpteen $1 million to go be a quarterback in Oklahoma for the Oklahoma NFL team. I'll be like, "Oh, we put down roots here in Oklahoma and we're proud to be a part of the community. It helps my tax write-off as I funnel the money into you inbred bastards. And you do what you want." And when it's time,
cue the text from Boomer Sooner.
And any time that I'm talking about anything, I'm like, "Well, we love Oklahoma." But all that there's coach speak and there's player speak, and everybody, I'm sure, maybe Russell Wilson, it's kind of nice up here in Seattle. It rains every damn day, but it's green and nice, and the air is clear except for around all the damn stoners left and right of me right now. And so, but somebody comes up and says, "Hey, Russell, we got a nice big fat contract." I have never been more happy to be in North Carolina. I've never been more happy to be in Green Bay. I've never been more happy to be anywhere because that's where the paycheck's coming from.
But he's paid well. He owns the place. Jody Allen loves him. So I don't see it. Let's go back to reality.
It doesn't matter who loves him. He wants out.
Seattle's had one losing season in 11 years, and he loves being up there.
He wants out.
I disagree. He said nothing to that fact.
You think if they get rid of Pete Carroll, he'll feel happy instead?
I think if Pete Carroll stays, he'll stay. I'm just not sure Pete Carroll's going to stay, and he deserves to stay because of what he's done up there. No one can take away what he's done up there, but he might be gone regardless.
Old man time can take it away.
True.
And I think that's happening.
And it might be happening. Maybe it's time to change the way they do things up there.
Now, I say that, and when you get reminded how old Pete Carroll is, I feel bad about myself now. That guy is in better shape than any one of us, and he's got all this energy, and he has all this. But as far as it goes when he's coaching, he's lost more than a few steps.
It's possible. I agree.
888-368-1580. Alcoholic says BMW drivers are douchebags that think they own the road. Ralph, you suck.
No matter what I would have drove, that was a douchebag, right?
I don't think it's fair to, I don't think it's fair to classify people by what they're driving. Just because you drive a certain brand of car, a lot of times BMW does match. But I'm not saying you're that way, Ralph. But I don't think it's fair to classify that. I've made the jokes too. You see a truck go by, it's all lifted, and I'm like, sorry about your penis. But that's not fair. I haven't seen his crotch. I'm just assuming, and it's not the right thing to do. So I think we need to grow past this.
Got enough.
Never seen you drive. So my thinking you're an a-hole has nothing to do with the fact you drive a BMW.
It's because you really know me. So you know I'm an a.
Listen, when the contract, Ralph, when the contract comes up for your next spokesperson, I'm right here. And just remember, I'm right here.
The actual sponsorship contract is up right now. So I haven't signed it yet.
Well, if you want me, you're going to have to pay more. Rough Rob says, wow, BMW. Surprised Ralph's not a Subaru driving hippie like the rest of them Seahawks fans.
No.
I'm far from that.
Big
Ralph
Kev,
is not a hippie.
Nope.
Big Kev says, well, the downside to living in North Carolina, 75 degrees and sunny on New Year's Day, 32 degrees and snow sticking to the ground on January 3rd.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. My sister lives in North Carolina. It is very nice over there, actually. I think
beautiful back there.
I think Russell Wilson can be very happy there.
If Russell were to leave Seattle, it would probably be New York because of his wife.
Wow, you think the Giants?
Only because of his wife. I think he would go to New York. That'd be the only reason.
See, I would have thought it would have been L.A.
Yeah,
but L.A. does. I'm not going to take him.
Nobody needs him in L.A.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean, you're set in L.A.
Well, the Rams trade. What about this? A trade for Russell Wilson and the Seahawks get Matthew Stafford.
No.
You say no, but I wonder who in those teams would say yes.
Look, we used to have Tavares Jackson before Russell Wilson, so I don't think we're just going to let him go.
Fed fan says, "Hey
Boy,
Ralph,
that's a name.
you suck. Go Lexus.
Go Lexus.
She's just against you no matter what."
She probably drives a Hyundai. That's fine.
Good Cat says, "Hey Ralph, do you use your blinker?"
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, well, most BMW people don't.
I do.
Yeah. Now, see, that's what I'm saying. There's an exception to every rule. Ukalamak says Russell's wife Sierra doesn't love Seattle, Ralph.
No, she loves LA and New York.
And didn't Kim drive a Kia? Maybe. Random Texter says, as far as the Washington football team's new name, I heard there's been pictures released of the uniforms and there's stars and stripes on the uniforms, letting people believe it might be the DC Colonels or the Washington Generals or Admirals or something.
Yeah, I get the feeling it's going to wind up being military related in some way, just because of Ron Rivera in particular. He's a military guy, and then it's something that everyone in the area could probably agree on. So that's probably the direction we're headed in. But I don't know. I'm not going to believe all of the pictures that are being released because a lot of them are
trolls.
The descriptions got released, and then artists are mocking it up right now. So it may not be exactly that.
Should have been the Red Wings. That's all I got to say.
Or the Red Tails.
I'm sorry, Red Tails. Robert from Surprise says, I think they're thinking about moving the Super Bowl because Cali is getting closed down again. Yep. All right, it is true. California is starting to clamp down and there's mask restrictions and stuff. But don't worry, the NFL is ready for whatever happens. They already have an alternate site, which is Jerry World. It's going to be the AT&T stadium there. But if SoFi gets the big old no, it's a big old yes from Jerry Jones every single time. But the California Health Secretary has said Super Bowl is coming to Los Angeles. I want to be clear, it is happening. So according to Dr. Mark Gailey, they are absolutely going to have the Super Bowl. And if people have to wear masks, okay. But they say you'll have to wear a mask, but we're not going to close that down. So I guess that's good news if somebody was hoping to go to SoFi Stadium for the Super Bowl, but yeah.
So they're gonna forego their rules for the Super Bowl.
Well, you know how it is.
It's all about money, baby. It's all about money.
How it is.
Exactly.
But here's what they says. I think Californians are excited to see the event occur. The work is to be sure it is moving forward as planned. The mitigation strategies will create safety around it. They are in place. Blah, blah, blah. Making stuff up, trying to make it okay. We're going to go and do it because my boss said I had to because there's a lot of money on the line. Thank you. And that's it. So yes, the Super Bowl probably still will be at SoFi, but don't worry your pretty little heads. If it's not there, Jerry Jones has got you. There will be a Super Bowl, and it will be on the day it's supposed to be on.
Wow.
Period.
The end.
Yeah, I mean, we've already seen how the NFL's handling this, that there's no breaks built into any of their COVID procedures. We're playing it, and we don't care if the game stinks. We don't care if it stinks that we have to move locations to somewhere else, which is going to put strain on another city, another group of people. Doesn't matter. The NFL's moving along.
The NBA's like, we're canceling games. We're going to do something later. We're going to postpone. We're going to bubble. The NFL says, but we printed letterhead. And that's it. They're not wasting a dime on that. Random texter says, come on, guys. You can't COVID if you pay $1,300 or more for each of your tickets. That's just a fact. You can't COVID. Boogie says, Washington Armada. I hate that name.
Yeah. I hate it too.
Hate it.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Armada is a fleet of ships coming at you, but no. I didn't like that Nissan had a vehicle called the Armada. You can't be Armada if you're one thing. You're one vehicle. There's no. How does that make sense? Good Cat says Ralph doesn't suck. He just his choices and teams suck. Cheating ass Pete Carroll's gonna be gone, not Russ. That's for sure. You're getting a lot of
cheating ass Pete Carroll.
You're getting a lot of different weather from people, aren't you?
Well, I mean, people always hate greatness. I get it.
Sunny skies and then some storms right after.
It's fun.
King of Kenton says, hey, Randy, what's the Wonder Dog all excited about back there with all the barking, man?
Well, he's a trained guard dog, and nothing gets by him. It doesn't matter what's around here. He knows it, and he knows it before you know that he knows it. So beware. And that's what the Wonder Dog is doing. He is on duty all the time.
Yeah, he also wants a double shut of Crown, please, if you can work that out.
Oh, yeah.
Night Deck sent me a text. Shame on you, Night Deck. Shame on you. Senior Wake and Bake says, Ralph, you need no help from BMW because you suck. Come on, guy.
Wow, really?
Senior Wake and Bake's like that with all of us. You know that.
I kind of feel like Phil right now.
Yeah, you
remember? I mean, it was always about how he sucked.
Keep your pants on. That's all I ask.
Please, dear God. Yeah.
Just a tip says, Ralph, get used to hearing this next season from Seattle game announcers. Geno Smith dropping back. He's in trouble, running scared. He's sacked for a loss. Colts fan Dan says, hey, you could give me tickets to the Super Bowl, but I ain't going if it's in California. Yeah, okay, shoot yourself in the foot. I'd go. I don't even care. I'll wear 3 masks if I got to go watch a Super Bowl.
California.
Yeah, Baby Got Dak says, hey, guys, just want to tell Ralph from Harmon Solar, thank you for supplying a great prize for the Blender Fantasy Football Champions. And yes, the Sea Chickens suck.
You're welcome. And okay,
she's one of the Fantasy Football League winners.
Oh, wow, your $100 bill is going to be
real. Yeah, suddenly that check is
all the winners are getting like $100 bills. They're all like wrinkled up and there's stuff written on them.
No. Ralph is more diabolical. He's going to have a check, but it's going to be written on like one of those old CVS receipts that starts to fade immediately, so you can't return anything.
Or it's going to be in pieces, and you got to put it together.
Or
just gluing it and taping it.
Just write on the back of the check below that line where they say not to write below. So
right.
Take
he'll write right there. No, Baby Got Dak. You suck.
I'm there.
Perfectly good check, but
that's a check.
They're not going to take it.
That's her check.
By the way, Baby Got Dak, you and the Pigskin Pals need to return my email so we can get you taken care of with your prize here from Harmon Solar for our Daily Blender Fantasy Football Leagues. All right, we got to take a break. And oh my gosh, that's right. At 5:45, we're off because GCU is taking on Rio Grande Valley at 5:45. So come on back, kids. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
It went in. The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best tee it up at the 2022 Waste Management Phoenix Open, presented by Taylor Morrison, February 7th through the 13th at TPC Scottsdale. Get full tournament info at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
With the Peloton bike, there's always something new to try. We're adding new music to our artist series, new disciplines like boxing.
Fight your way through. Let's make it count.
So many new workouts to try on and off the bike.
Let's go, Peloton family.
There's always something new to keep you motivated. For a limited time, get a $550 value on the Peloton Bike Plus. $300 off plus free delivery and setup, a $250 value. All access membership separate. Limited time offer until January 9th, 2022. Free delivery only available in continental U.S. Terms apply.
Your favorite radio station.
And now you're up to date on the news. Stand by for weather and traffic right after this.
It wakes you up, starts your day, and keeps you informed as well as entertained.
You guys are absolutely the best.
How do you like to work here?
At the Fanatic, we're looking for commissioned sales reps to knock on doors, set up appointments, and extol the benefits of advertising with your favorite radio station. Send your resume to jobs at 1580thefanatic.com.
Do we have a retirement crisis looming in this country? Rob Canyor here from the Retire Right with Reverse Rob Show, personally inviting you to a private screening of the movie The Baby Boomer Dilemma, an expose of America's retirement experiment by Doug Orchard Films. Please join us as my guest at the Harkins 101 Theater in Scottsdale on Wednesday, January 26, 2022 from 1 to 3 p.m. for this private screening with Reverse Rob to gain valuable information about the future of Social Security, Medicare, pensions, and 401ks. Seating is limited, so please be sure to RSVP as soon as you can to reserve your spot by visiting my website, www.reverserob.com, under the events section for additional information, or simply text your RSVP to this number, 602-361-1587. That's 602-361-1587. I look forward to having you as my guest for this riveting film that could help better secure your retirement picture and protect your valuable legacy.
The field is called a gridiron. The ball is called a pigskin. The quarterback is called a field general.
Y'all know what time it is?
And the kicker? Well, they just call him a kicker. Come on, dude! Hey, this is football. The NFL plays here. Catch all the primetime games, playoff, and Super Bowl 56 on your home for the NFL.
Let's go now.
1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender, 1580 99.3. The Fanatic. We are having some fun today. First big weekend of football coming your way. Got doubleheader Saturday. We got more action on Sunday. Jeffrey will tell you about that in a minute. But I want to tell you about a way you can get in on all the action, especially with the College National Championship game on the line on Monday. The college football game that ends all football games is here. And to celebrate, Fanduel Sportsbook is hooking up all new customers with 30-1 enhanced odds on either team to win. Doesn't matter who you like. Whether it's Alabama, who I'm picking to win, or Georgia, the Bulldogs, you can bet $5 to win $150 on either team to win. Remember, these enhanced odds are only for like new players. You got to go to FanDuel, download the Sportsbook app for your phone, sign up, register. It's easy to do. It's safe and secure. And when you win, FanDuel will pay you your winning very quickly in as little as 2 hours. So it shows up in your account. And there's no waiting, there's no wondering, and there's no hem-hawing. So FanDuel Sportsbook, the number one sportsbook in America, and also an official partner of the NFL. So you can go to FanDuel, you go to sportsbook.fanduel.com and sign up using promo code Randy1580. That's Randy1580. Get your 30-1 odds on either team to win the college football championship. Remember, got to be 21 or older and present in Arizona. New users only. $10 first deposit required. You must wager in designated offer market. Max bonus of $150. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you've got a gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Go get that app. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of in-game actions, too. I was talking to Radio Ron this afternoon.
Yeah.
And he was telling me that he's really getting into some of this college basketball in-game action that happens. Some of these trends that happen, some of these over-unders and player points and things. And I'm really looking into that. He says he
nailed
has
one the other day.
Blast.
Yeah, he said he nailed one the other day. It was pretty cool. Yeah,
and he says it makes watching the game even more fun because you got a little skin in the game.
Yeah,
You know?
it always does. It gets the adrenaline going when you got some actual skin in the game, like you say. 888-368-1580. Ukulamak says, what about that big Happy Gilmore check for being the worst player? You know what? I went and I calculated all the people who won. I forgot to go back and do that. So I will work on that tonight and find out who's getting the giant, embarrassing $25 check. I don't know who it's going to be. Ukla thinks it's going to be him, but some people played some pretty bad. Now, the criteria for that is the lowest score that actually made the effort.
Right.
And I can tell. I can go back and when I get to some people who have the lower scores, I'm going to go back every game to make sure they didn't forget to field it. They didn't, you know what I'm saying? Not like anybody was trying to win this on purpose, but I'm going to find out for sure that this is somebody who just did not have a good year. That's who's going to win that prize.
And we'll do this again next year, except for the people that told me I suck today. They're not going to be eligible for anything. So we've got their names. You guys are on a list.
Ralph has slid me a piece of paper with the names of people no longer allowed to be in the Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em contest or the Daily Blended Fantasy Football
solar
League.
for you.
Yeah, and you're not allowed to solar. In fact,
pay your high bill.
Ralph has said that he's going to make sure there's shade over your house, no matter what it takes. You have to rent a crane for a while. You're not getting any sunlight ever again.
And if you're already a customer, they're taking the solar panels back.
I'm ripping them apart. Yep.
You're gonna hear some on the roof tonight.
Crews are going out as we speak.
Crews have been dispatched.
About 2 a.m. Hell's that noise? T-Bone says, what's the difference between a BMW and a porcupine? Well, on a porcupine, the pricks are on the outside.
Oh, boy.
On the list.
Mr. Wilbur says, I think the Washington football team should be the NIMAs. Nimas? The Painters and the Santa Marias.
Nina's.
This is a voice text. Ninas, Pintos, and Santa Marias. Just make everybody mad who likes, hates the Christopher Columbus. I don't make sense to go. I mean, I get it. It makes more sense than calling them Armada. Although Single Malt Scotch has a point. Single Malt Scotch says if you want to call the Washington football team the Armada, it might make sense because the most famous Armada in history, the Spanish Armada, lost.
All of a sudden, I'm on board.
Yep. Now it makes sense.
Hang on. If we're gonna suck, we might as well have like a name that fits what we're doing here.
Oh no. Fed fan says, hey Ralph, you suck. Go nuclear power.
Yeah, we'll run that for you too.
Yeah, they'll put a reactor in your garage. Why not? Rough Rob says Seahawks aren't even real birds. Yeah, well, here's
not
the thing.
Seahawks. They're not Seahawks. They're sea chickens.
Seahawks are not real birds, but I got to be honest. If you've ever seen a cardinal in real life, they're an itty bitty little bird.
What are you talking about? Look at this.
It's like a hummingbird.
Yeah,
this is a badass cardinal right here.
That's a badass cartoon.
Mean angry eyes.
Google real cardinals.
A bird
of
prey.
I appreciate about the Arizona Cardinals, unlike the Louisville Cardinals,
right?
that their cardinal doesn't have teeth.
Right.
It's very unsettling.
Well, the Louisville Cardinal also has a weirdly shaped head, so it doesn't even look mean. It looks like, yeah, you're right. It looks like a bird with a dental problem.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, look at this. We got a bird with an overbite. Oh, well, I'm terrified.
My other hat right here, my spare.
Yeah, well, okay, I get it. I know the logo, Randy. I'm just saying, in real life,
I'm coming to kick your ass.
And in real life, the actual sun doesn't play basketball. You know, it would melt the basketball. And in real life, you're not going to get coyotes on ice skates. It's just not going to happen. They're going to be like, you ever see a dog run and slide across a linoleum floor when they're trying to make a turn?
Yeah, look,
that's what would the coyotes be.
Yeah,
and
the
Diamondbacks. A snake can't hold a bat. Well, that actually fits us right now.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm just saying.
What's a Packer?
Well, I think we all know what that is.
There you go.
Ryan Seacrest. Papa Mike says, I think I just broke Ralph. Papa Mike says, I want to hear more about the owners of Harmon Solar. They never gave Ralph the tickets to Cardinal Seahawks. Oh, I really like them. Well, now they've done it because they want him to cry, I guess.
Exactly, yeah.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, ask Ralph what section he'll be in. I'll come sell him a $10 beer while he's watching the Seahawks lose. So Heavy Metal Maniacs is one of the beer guys down there.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
You probably don't want to say this though. Don't say where you're at.
I won't.
It's bad enough you told people what you drive.
I'll get tortured.
That was a mistake.
Yeah.
Phoenix Sports Guru says, "Hey, did Phil ever get that Suns tattoo?" Yes, he does. I have a picture of it. It's nasty, but I have a picture of it because it's, right after he got it. Senior Wake and Bake says, Ralph, Russell Wilson called, said he'd stay in Seattle if you deliver him and Sierra a solar baby. If not, see ya. What the hell?
What the hell does that mean?
Senior Wake and Bake. The name tells you his text will not make sense.
Everything that he sends in after 420 is useless. Just so you know.
Go Hawk says Russ is not going anywhere. Biggest clue, Tyler Lockett signed a 4-year extension last offseason. He could have made more money with any other team, but he stayed because of Russ.
That's right.
Oh, don't even kid yourself that Russ Wilson cares. Well, I want to go to another team and make $100 bazillion, but Tyler did sign, so I'll stay here.
It's not going anywhere.
Grow up. That is not. He may not be leaving, but that's not why he's staying.
No, there's a lot of reasons why he's staying, but that's one of them.
Speaking of leaving, I don't know if you heard, but today the Buccaneers did finally release Antonio Brown, and Bruce Arians in his press conference was just like, okay, well, no, we didn't know about the ankle. We knew he had an ankle issue and he was on a pitch count to try to, take it easy on that. But according to him, according to the doctors, everybody said he was cleared. And he was upset at halftime. He says he was upset he wasn't getting targeted. And I guess some players came over and calmed them down. And I guess then later it started again. And he says, well, okay, personnel group out for, that he's in for a play. And he refused to go in. And when Bruce Arians heard about it, he turns around and he says, what the hell, man? He says, I ain't playing. He says, I ain't getting the ball. And that's when he says, you're done. Get out of here. Now, that part, I believe. I believe Bruce Arians on that. I don't believe Bruce Arians when he says, that I make a throat cutting motion. He says, he's like, when I went, get out of here. So I think he did do the throat. I think he did. You're
100%.
You're gone.
I can see that.
But all the things that we did learn here is they were aware of his ankle issue, but they were told he was good to go. And then I do believe there is some truth to everything. I'd say there's more truth to what Bruce Arians was saying. And that was just, he was being petty. It's like, well, I'm not getting the ball. I'm not going out there. Well, then you just go the bleep home then.
Well, and the way he exited the stadium there, dancing and prancing in the end zone, jumping up and down, his ankle looked pretty damn good to me. I mean, it seems like he would have been able to run some routes if he was able to dance and prance out of the stadium.
He was throwing stuff up into the stands, and he was hopping to get it as far up there as possible.
Right. There is a difference, though, between running routes and making cuts than just sort of prancing and jumping up and down. I'm just trying to be fair here. I'm not saying I disagree with you, but I also can't say for sure that his ankle was or was not in game shape. So, but again, even Bruce Arians said, hey, it's his body. It's his choice. If he's ready to go, great. If he's not, okay. He says, but we were told he was good. He said he was good. And the argument on the sideline wasn't about his ankle. It was about the fact he's not getting targeted. Yeah. He didn't say sitting there, oh, my ankle's hurting, I'm not going in. He said, I ain't playing. I ain't getting the ball. That's what he said. So again, you want to go, he said, whether you believe whether you believe Bruce Arians or you believe Antonio Brown, that's up to you. But I'm going to lead towards Bruce Arians on this one.
I will look to Antonio Brown's entire saga with the Raiders that lasted all of 4 weeks to indicate that I'm not going to trust Antonio Brown over anybody else in a dispute. We're not talking about a guy who, when he tells his side of the story to the media, has been historically trustworthy.
Yeah.
So are we finally free of Antonio Brown?
I fear that we're not. No. I have a feeling he's going to end up somewhere else
this season.
Next season,
maybe not this season, but next season for sure.
I really fear that I don't remember who's texted it in is probably right that the USFL is going to throw a chunk of money at him to be a star in their league, and I think he might be just crazy and dumb enough to do it. And by the way, I appreciate that Vontaze Burfict is credited for Antonio Brown's craziness because of CTE. But I did a little digging. Antonio Brown's been crazy forever. since college.
Yeah.
Did you know that he was at a college when he first got there? He was thrown off the team because he got into a fight with the security guard. The college said, "We're going to do you a favor. This never happened. So that way it won't kill you from getting into another school." So then he did go and get into another school. So his craziness has been a part of him forever. So
yeah, that's I just looked it up because I
like how you looked it up because you didn't trust me.
No, not because I didn't trust you, because I wanted to add to what you were saying, which was he was a 6th round pick when he was drafted in 2010. And the reason he fell to the sixth round was because of the stories that were around him when he was in college.
Chamaco loco. So yes, he's always had those issues. Now they have periods of quiet, sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. There are periods of that quiet, like, when he was with the Patriots for a minute, a long time with the Steelers, everybody thought, okay, he must be all right. Then I think that the clue has to be when they start dyeing their hair the same color as the toilet plushies that my mom had back in the 70s, that sort of teal, white, green. And then when he dyed his mustache blonde.
Yeah, that was confusing.
It looked like he drank some chocolate milk and just never wiped his mouth. It was just like, why are you doing this? It's not a good look, dude.
Yeah.
You got to be a little bit worried about DK Metcalf when he starts dyeing his hair that way.
You know what the scary part is that Brown and Russell Wilson are pretty good friends and they work out in the offseason. And there's a lot of talk about him going to Seattle next year. And that scares the heck out of me. I don't want to see him in Seattle.
I do. I so much do. Oh, please, if there is a God. Jake, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think the Rams are going to end up having problems with OBJ too, because he's got that same sort of crazy. And everybody's loving it right now, and he's doing all these great catches right now. But as soon as he gets offended, I wonder if the same thing's going to play out in L.A.
Yeah. Jake the Snake says, AB, all the talent, all the crazy. No way he's done, though. Wouldn't be surprised if he's back this year somewhere. Anything is possible. Anything's possible. Phoenix Sports Guru says Russ is staying because of his regression nobodies paying that bounty for him. Nobody
regression. Come on.
I strongly disagree. Any team in the league that has an opportunity, if the Seahawks are dumb enough to dangle Russ Wilson out there, you take a chance on a franchise guy who's won a Super Bowl. You just do.
Of course.
We better get this going because we got to get out of here in like 5 minutes, I think. Because Michael Potter and GCU are going to be on the air at 5:45 p.m. Is GCU at Rio Grande Valley here in just a little bit. But right now it's time for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1914, to help players pick up the ball as it leaves the pitcher's hand, baseball owners decreed that all big league parks must have a center field wall that is green and blank. The safety measure that will evolve to be various colors, including blue, black, and red, will become known as the infamous batter's eye. Back to me, Jeffrey. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
sure.
interesting.
I understand that. So the outfield wall, instead of just being a fence, there's a wall there so you can track the ball better.
Yes.
Well, it's not just a wall, but if you look at all big league ballparks and all minor league ballparks, there's a giant. There's usually a giant, either a dark tarp that covering up the seats, or a giant wall that's painted to green, generally Kelly green, I think it is, so that the batter can see the ball. If you put a bunch of white T-shirts out there, and light clothing out there in a day or night game, it's hard to pick the ball up.
Well, why does the batter have to see it, just so they know if they're supposed to
so they don't get their
run?
They don't get their heads split open and they get killed standing the batter at a 90-mile-an-hour fastball hit them in the temple. And they drop like a bag of sand.
I was thinking like you were talking about being able to track the ball after you hit it. You're saying to be able to see the ball coming from the pitcher,
out of the pitcher's hand
down the.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes a whole lot more sense. That makes a whole lot more sense. Bunch of pansies. Should have left baseball alone. Right, Randy? Right, Randy? All these nets and now the batter's eye. Come on.
Well, I don't agree. I don't
Play
agree
like
with the
Ben.
Nets as much.
Play like
but
Ben.
the batter's eye. I have been in the box and I've had guys throwing 80, 85, 90 miles an hour. And I'm very glad that there's a batter's eye there.
Yeah. Well, I should have
been
left
in
the
the
game
box.
alone. Should have left that game alone. Fed fan is saying story is now that AB is going to have surgery and he'll be done with this football season. It's probably his way of saying I'll be done before you're done with me, so nobody can say they're done with me. That's the way that is. Oh, by the way, they're that guy who's like, I ain't voting for Aaron Rodgers because he's a big jerk. Hub Arkush. Now he's come out and apologized for disclosing that why he wasn't going to do it, but he's still not done hacking on Aaron Rodgers. And it's like, listen, you can not like a guy, but you got to preserve the integrity of what that was supposed to be. Yep. And when you see this again, I'm calling for the AP poll just be thrown out and no more sports writers. Randy eloquently yesterday said it should be players and coaches and also Hall of Fame players. Those guys all together should be the people who vote for the MVP. And I was completely 100% with you, Randy, until I saw that Rob Gronkowski says Tom Brady should be the MVP every year. All right, maybe not every player. All right, should get a vote, but I guess
Gronk catch ball, Gronk running, goal, touchdown, Gronk.
You're going to dilute his vote though with coaches and legends.
Gronk is the pawn in the game of life.
Gronk play football.
Ralph, it's been great having you back again.
It's been fun.
I think they've gotten it out of their system. If you come back next week, I think it'll probably be a little nicer.
Not the Seahawks win it, well, but I'll be here.
God, mercy on our souls. Ladies and gentlemen, GCU is up next versus Rio Grande Valley. We'll be back in your radios again tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.